We don't
Hi,
have
world.
to see. No, we don't need that. You're here. Everyone's here. It's beautiful. The full
Can we
table.
put pictures?
I will eventually. I didn't set any of that up, so it's not this one.
Right.
He's only got 2 hands, Owen.
Yeah.
Over there making a acetaminophen. How come you didn't put some pictures up?
So I was over there making acetaminophen.
Yeah, he helped me with the sound check earlier today to make sure everything would pick up. So hopefully it does
I
pick
did a
up
lot
now
of
that everyone's
quiet
at the table.
whispers. I role-played Letty.
He did the ASMR for him.
Oh,
Yeah.
did you?
He just
So
whispered
I
right
did
into me. He
like
was
a
just like,
male, grumpier version of Letty. To the best of my ability.
Grumpy with bloody.
all right,
Maybe
so
happier.
it's going to be from last session. A week has gone by. During the week, the town of Cowleti has been quite busy. The keep where you guys are in, the people that are going to be in the keep, each of you has a bedroom. The people that have been volunteered to go to Cowleti have been there. It's about 300 or so civilians, workers. There's not too many guards yet. It's Ash is in charge of the overall city or town guard, but there's just a couple of them. Inside your keep, they've been working on fixing up the inside of the keep. The outside is still in shambles. There's no walls. Things have been broken down and it's crumbled. But inside, everyone who's in the keep, you have a bedroom that is pretty decent size. It would be considered roomy in the Bastion rules. You have a very large parlor, a vast parlor, because multiple people chose parlor. So
Let's go. Who my poly people?
So that is so your parlor, and you guys can describe it to me. The workers have been working feverishly, repairing and getting furniture back in place and rebuilding. Of course, this has come at an expense to the group because had to be paid for. It wasn't free work. So pretty much each person has to pony up
We'd hit
about
them with the
300
fire darts.
gold pieces.
Whoa.
And that's
I'll give them a diamond. wait, that's 5K actually. Wait.
a
Diamond for
regular
10K?
diamond
Only
is
30 platinum.
I had 2 for 10 in here. I can only imagine it was supposed to be 1,000, and I hit an extra 0 value.
for a diamond.
Yeah.
I think diamonds are 500.
Okay, yeah. So it's probably only 1,000.
The diamonds are
Yeah.
500
But if it was
apiece.
diamonds for Revivify, it's a 300 gold piece diamond for if you're
Okay.
using those diamonds. For
Were they
Revivify.
the revivify? Yeah,
So
then
then
they're
it'd be
300.
300. So
Yeah.
600. There you go. I
So
did
was it
10,000.
300 gold?
So 300 gold per person that was staying in the keep. Who you got? So that would have been you three.
Oh,
Claymore
don't worry,
and
when
you-
you move in, you're paying rent.
You have a room, but you don't have any specials.
Yeah.
I,
You
Well,
got
there's the
smallest
guest
shittiest
bedroom that
room.
they haven't quite invited.
So there is a
yet.
kitchen
It's
in the
little cot.
keep, and that's where the Letty's knife is in. The
Well,
kitchen.
that's in the in the
Oh,
maze
in
of Takaya.
oh,
The
okay,
hedge maze, basically.
okay. Your courtyard, right? Because did you
Yeah.
select courtyard?
I did the
Uh,
sanctuary and
Your basic rooms. You did a bedroom.
bedroom, and then I wanted to do the port thing for Tenova.
Oh, okay.
dock.
Yeah, just have. So I was gonna say that's courtyard.
Okay,
Yeah,
yeah.
because they don't have a port thing, but I just
Right.
said courtyard outside. That sounds
Yeah.
good. So in the keep too, there's gonna be you have a courtyard also in the front part that they're sort of setting up a perimeter wall, but they can't really build it over yet. That's gonna cost additional funding and time to get the keep. If you want the keep to be surrounded with walls, it's sort of pricey. I'm pretty sure it was like
It's like
500
lot.
gold per 5 feet or something like that, and it takes like a week to build. Read it in there. I know it was expensive. It wasn't something that could be easily be done. Within your keep though too, after they've been working on it this week, you have the beginning semblance of barracks, a library, a smithy that has recently just been refired. So the flame is going and someone's working in there. We'll go visit, I'm sure. There's a storeroom, there's a sanctuary, and a secondary storeroom. So those are going to be the people who ask for those facilities. You describe them to me. I'm leaving that to you. You guys tell me what those look like. But the keep is getting, put in somewhat order. I mean, there's holes in walls. There's, it's not looking like a beautiful, it's the town is very much still in being repaired and brought back up to par.
Each 5-foot square of a defensive wall takes 10 days to build and costs 250 GB.
Yeah, there you go. So
That's 10-foot square. So if you have like a 20-foot thick,
What if we only do a wall on the southern border?
just on the southern.
we can
Just
have a
leave
wall
it
to
there.
connect to
Then we can
Takaya
make
to.
them
Just put a great wall of Fort Anam.
I'm glad you picked up on my joke.
I got it. Other things to note. So in the city, you noticed probably just 2 or 3 days into your time there and you're helping the people rebuild. Duran has shown up and is starting a new tavern. He expressed that he wanted to stay on, but he didn't want to stay in Port or Calanam. He went to Cal Letty. He did have a bit of a relationship with Letty as he was her sous chef.
He was
So,
a bitch boy.
He wants to help out in her name for a little bit. So he's been working on getting a tavern going, and he's not charging people initially. Don't know how or what. He has the funding, that's fine. But he's just giving a place for the rest of the people to have a spot to relax, because it's hard work, rebuilding and everything, and a lot of there's streets being cleared out, buildings that are too damaged to do anything with, so they got to be demoed and then rebuilt. So the town is in that state, and Tick during this week you were like a taskmaster at the ship, constantly telling people to do more things
Yes.
in a rapid amount of time. And the ship is coming along. You spent, whereas everyone else was in Caletti, you spent a lot of time on the ship using your mending, helping things come along. In that regard, the ship was ready like 2 days ago. Is it the most strong, sturdy ship? You think so? You'll have to see. Remind me. Did you guys get a full crew, or did you have to? Besides Hans, who you've been detoxing this whole time and trying to coax out, and he's settled a bit, but very much still does not want to go.
He's got his own personal pocket ferret as a
Therapy
animal.
Yeah, and you notice that whenever you talk to him, he's constant, like a little too hard. Like, I don't really want to go with you guys anymore because I don't want to. So it's a lot of that. You worry
Just
for the
constantly
ferret.
crying quietly.
Yeah, you worry for the ferret more than you do Hans.
Yes.
That was obvious.
But and you still have him under lock and key. You don't let him wander on his own. So essentially, you're holding just a regular prisoner because.
Yeah, he wants to be with us.
Yeah, he
really does. Way
wants
down.
to be with you guys.
I just want to ask, like, what's the end game here? Take him and get him killed somewhere?
No.
Tick Tick's bug mind is that we paid for his service, so therefore he has to do his service.
And he's there. He's been sober this whole time.
End game is that he's going to be my NPC character watching over the sanctuary, where he doesn't have to ever leave there again, and he helps others through their stress.
Okay, that's nice. That's nice. Okay.
But if he actually leaves on this ship, he may die. I'm just letting everybody know. I'm not like
What do you
singling
know?
him out.
You're not God.
There's a lot of things that can go wrong from this point on.
So you're just gonna
that
try and
he's not
Stockholm
equipped to
syndrome
handle.
him until he's content wherever you leave him.
Ship
So, and between your time at the ship, you've been spending time with Takaya. You've learned a couple of things. So her end goal is she's actually drawing in. She's increasing the gravity of the initial asteroid, and she's drawing in smaller rock formations, and it's coming into the underbelly of where you guys are at. So if you're it's down here is filling up. You've been to the Rock of Brawl. It's very much Rock of Brawl, where it in the end, as she's related to you and your connection with her, it's going to be very much like living up here, farming and agriculture will be able to be done down here. And in the center, she has shared that there is like it was a giant ice ball that she's been manipulating now to be a source of water. How she keeps that recycling through, I don't know. That's the mysteries of magic of a
A
an
good
ancient
ecosystem.
giant.
A good ecosystem will filter itself.
Filter it out. So
You know?
so that's what she's been doing, and because of that, she has spoken to you very. It's been like in spurts, like just like someone who's very very distracted, and they're like yeah this, and then they go
Right.
back and silent for a long time, and you've been picking up just from the images she gives you, because sometimes she doesn't even speak; she just
Right.
shows with an image that she's devoting all her energies to this.
Right.
And in the week that's gone by, you've noticed around her area, a little dwelling has sprouted out. Very, I'll let you describe it, but it's a bedroom basically, and then a giant courtyard that leads up to Tianova.
So what I was kind of thinking of, that it's actually she becomes part of the environment as well, and the building parts are like a nodule that'll grow on her
Out
because
of
she's going
her.
to be so huge.
Okay.
And then one of the arms raising up would be where that courtyard basically
the
is,
courtyard and where the
Tenova
ship.
could land. So
Yeah.
she's like holding her baby.
Yeah, no, that's pretty dope. Yeah, she's already significantly large, and that leads me to you, Claiborne. See, I remembered.
Yeah. I gave the ship out right before the game.
Yeah, in your efforts to track down this tree, it was pretty obvious once it was, you had a moment of time and you looked as if it was a massive tree.
Well, as far as I
out
know,
there.
I have not been invited to Caletti, so I would have been slinking around.
Yeah, so you've explored around Takaya. You wouldn't have been able to make any contact with her, but was there anything you were looking for when you were exploring, or just getting an idea?
I can't make contact with the guy, not even if I sneak in real sneaky like.
She wouldn't answer you, and you would just think you're talking to a tree.
Oh, okay. Not like asking her question, but like I could be close enough to
Oh
touch
yeah,
the
yeah.
tree.
You could touch the tree, and you would touch, and
Don't be molesting my
Creepy.
tree.
So I'm gonna kill the no, I'm just kidding. I'm just
you just see Claiborne. Oh, tree.
big ass axe. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I would
You would have made. I would say that you, being roguish, would have timed your explorations to when Tick Tick was busy with the ship.
I've got a cool magic item. They wouldn't even know I was there. I'd just look at piece of the scenery. So yeah, I'll use that and sneak in. And,
Why is this bush moving?
Not like that. Don't worry. You would welcome me with open arms.
What, Metal Gear Solid, the box.
Is this a barrel?
I'll pull out a small bag that I keep with me, and I'll dump out the contents by the base of the tree, And nobody sees me, so it doesn't matter.
Okay.
Yeah.
This- Alright, cool.
Yeah.
And you had one other thing. Oh yeah. I'm gonna say if you were trying to corrupt or get Xenos to do anything, I'll let you do that in game after this.
Oh
we
yeah, sure.
finish this
I want to do
recap.
some hood rat shit with Xenos.
And
I'm a viceroy of the city now.
Vice-
So I started calling
True story. There,
That's what
he's got a name tag.
so-
He's got a name tag that says that.
During this time, Xenos has given himself a title, and he has met twice with Cairo to discuss her
Business,
findings.
tell business.
It's all.
And she did
I have a
Cairo.
roomy bedroom. Just kidding, I don't say that.
But you did.
Cairo would have, in your talkings, what you would have shown her what you planned for the library, and she's sending one of her attendants, an elf by the name of Lorley, to assist you in your library, the setup and then the upkeep of it. And she's donated a small amount of books and tomes from the Grand
Yeah,
Library at Cal.
I would suggest that maybe,
And,
I know she's got a lot of research on the topic that we're going after right now. Maybe we could split the workload, kind of.
Yeah.
That's what I'd be discussing with her, and that could be like the type of books. That,
Yeah, and they have, so like they're making copies. They're not like giving you books. They're
Yeah.
making copies of the books they have, and they're working to move over. So your library will get filled with. So it's not the same size, so it can't be, everything. But it'll be a portion of it that the scribes in the Grand Library are working with Lauralee and coordinating to build up your library there.
And
Which they thought when you guys, Cairo and you were chatting over a meal, you just had brought up that it would be a good idea that the knowledge all in one place, it would be better to spread it around in case anything did happen, given, giant undead dragons and,
Explosions.
terrorist acts of terrorism that
I actually just
have
rewatched
never
that
been
Fresh Start
solved.
guy. Sorry, guys.
So, and you also got to meet with Grant, and you guys did go out for your drink. He did not drink with you, but watched you drink,
and it did nothing to me.
and it
'cause I
did
never
nothing
knew.
to you, but you guys chatted. He did bring up something. He was researching the powder, the residue that was extracted, and he told you basically what he had concluded with that is that there was a unique property to the powder. So this was the stuff that was helping make the undead. And he conducted an experiment where he tried to bring, so there was like DNA material or cells of the undead still on this. He tried to bring those back to life. And when he did that, he noticed that in general, the cells, or in his experiment, he concluded that it made them vulnerable being brought back, or this experiment, that it
The powder
created a
makes-
vulnerability when it was taken from its undead state to a mortal state.
That the powder when
So the powder was what's used to help create them. Remember?
yes, I remember that.
So you had gotten him some of that,
Mhm.
and he had also that undead that
Yeah.
I don't know if
I don't
you
think I
guys
think he
captured
had
it or
one.
he had one
Yeah,
from
yeah.
Henrik, and he using the powder and the samples of that, he conducted experiments and concluded if you reverse this, they're still an enemy. That's not something that changes, but they become vulnerable instead of just being regular. There's a vulnerability that is created, but you have to take the undead to a mortal state.
So the powder. So I'm still
He-
confused.
so
So,
don't-
if you can make an undead mortal, they're vulnerable.
To what?
Yes, he
Just
he
like
didn't
in general.
he didn't elaborate because he couldn't hit it with things, but he concluded that his theory and that's the theory. But you can't necessarily resurrect an undead. Like, you can't revivify on the undead creature. You can't. So he but this may have been of interest to you. He said, yeah. And then he also, you guys played a card game where he lost, and there was a recipe at stake, and you've acquired that new recipe. I already sent it to you.
That's great.
And then your stuff is your stuff.
My stuff is my stuff.
And Davis, your stuff will be when you go. You do have the forge up and going.
Nice.
And your workers you haven't met them yet, but you've gave your squire Ash explicit directions. You told Ash, find me the greatest blacksmith on this rock. And he looked at you when you said Squire Ash, and he said, of course. And he walked away whistling. And he said, they'll be there the next day in the smithy. I'll tell them everything. So when you go, I guess you'll see what's there. And I think that's where we'll start. So you'll start, it's the morning. Yeah.
For the payment of the thing, can I just give one of the 300 gold piece diamonds?
Yeah, you could have, whatever, yeah.
And then I did talk to you about brewing some potions.
Yeah, if you were brewing, because you only had basic stuff, right?
Yeah, I was gonna just produce as many basic healing potions as I could, because we don't have a healer.
How long do they take to make?
That's up to you, but I mean,
I think
I don't think it takes too long to make.
I think we put it. Well, I think there's a rule for it. Yeah, I think.
I don't have the rules for crafting. Normally, you just have me roll, and then you tell me how long it took me to brew them.
Let me see.
But I was gonna do that throughout the course, and then use some of Letty's money to pay for the ingredients.
For the potion of healing,
If
it's a
the-
common magic item requiring a 3rd level spellcaster to cast it, or craft it, costing 100 gold piece to make and taking 4 caster days.
4 caster days?
That
What
might
the
be
fuck's a caster day?
The day of casting.
That was just what the top of Google said.
I'm sure there's.
And I'm making it through apothecary means. Do I need to cast this? Yeah, I've done that before.
Would my special gardens be up and running, or would that week be them growing?
That would be their initial growing. So
Okay.
whenever we leave the actual place, I'll give you an opportunity to do your bastion round of
Okay.
bastion commands.
Because the garden I was doing for him as well, and that gives us a healing potion
Okay.
a week.
Let's see.
Yeah. So but the benefits. So remember, you're gonna give the order, and you're gonna leave, and the stuff will be there.
Yeah.
So whenever you come back, and then if another order, because there will be, I'm gonna say you probably won't be back before I say, hey, there's another bastion command you can give. So it's just gonna be the maintain is all you can give. But you'll be, so you each have to track your own bastion points. The benefit of the bastion point is yes, magical items, but an even greater benefit if you just save them up is if you die at least one time, you can come back alive in your bastion. Your followers will figure it out, and you can be brought back to life.
How many points do you need for
It's
that?
100 bastion points,
Yeah,
so
saving.
it'll take a while. So you're gonna be saving. So you have that choice. You can save for that for like oh shit moment, or you can get magic items and blow the points as you see fit. But even the magic items are
I'm
expensive.
sure Takai has my DNA in her seed bank.
Yeah,
She's just plop it
she'll
up
just-
for her.
There's another tick, just like the little insect comes out of her.
Little
Her
mark-
tree
A little
mouth.
larva, a little
Just
pupa.
a tree mouth, and just this cocoon comes out.
Babies
But,
don't come from the mouths.
What's that?
Babies don't come from the mouths.
Just not that.
I wasn't gonna say it, but let's just go hop right in on that one. That's good. I thought I had written something about the potions, but I thought they were just like a 24-hour brew. really.
I mean, it's up to you, but that's what I would do, is make as many of those for whatever cost, I suppose. Since Grant's there, maybe we organize that.
So the cost is just half of what it would cost to buy when you make it yourself. So I think a low end potion is 100 gold, 150. Anyone know?
I can
I think
look
it's
it up. real
yeah. So it would just be half of that.
quick. Okay.
So if you could do one every 24 hours, spend 7 days
Okay.
and take the appropriate amount of gold out in paying. All right. So the people that are in Cowleti, it's the morning, and you are waking up to another day of sounds of people hammering away, working. They start pretty early usually, so
Oh, it's only 50 gold.
to purchase.
Yeah, to purchase.
Okay, so 25 a piece.
So I'll make
Took
7
their
of
dues.
those.
Frisco, what were you doing in the week?
I burnt up my room.
There was a small fire in one of the rooms, which had just finished being re-renovated, and
Does that mean he has to pay twice?
the worker was very upset and didn't understand why there were all these scorch marks everywhere. But I think Arxes would have been like, I got this. I'll take care of this.
I've
But
been scrubbing.
Can I get a new chair? That's probably the extent of what ended up happening. So your room might just be a little,
I'm just gonna leave it black because I think the black walls look cool.
yeah. You added some
it's-
flair.
Yeah, it added
Yeah.
history to it.
Got
Yeah,
a
some
smoky
flair.
smell in there.
I was gonna say it probably smells
Add some
awesome.
Yeah.
It smells sulfuric, I would say.
Okay.
So-
sorry for you.
Oh, I'm definitely tanned at
That's-
this point.
He's a little.
I've got
He
some
would have
missing
been.
patches.
So
of
he
hair.
would have been tender. He would have been a bit tender, and yeah. If,
You-
goat like there's some goat hair
Like
missing.
eventually.
There's
Once you sign the contract.
And
Six
Hearthstone.
goat, yeah,
Okay.
six.
Yeah. Well, I'm gonna wake everybody up.
Good morning, sunshine.
What happened to your room? It's-
Oh, you don't want to know.
okay.
Is that sulfur?
Yeah.
Smells like
Wait, are you all in my room? What's up?
Yeah. Well, I'm like in the doorway. Do you hear that? The sound of
There's a bunch
blacksmithing
of
in the
people like,
morning.
Hey.
Yeah.
Why is it all burnt in here?
Yeah.
We gotta sit down and talk this over coffee.
It smells like devil.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you typically smell a little devilish.
Yeah, but this is not my smell. This is the smell of my apparent daddy.
Welcome to the daddy issue club.
Not technically, but yeah, he's claiming coffee. Coffee first. Coffee first.
Father's a great man. Yeah, let's go get some coffee.
And
I'll be
here's a
roped in with
potion
you.
for you, a potion for you.
Ooh, Shakira.
Cheers.
Claiborne's waiting in the kitchen despite the fact he wasn't invited.
he's so low. He's
I need to talk to the guard cat about letting this raffle through. Just kidding.
It's okay, I dispatched him.
You didn't. I still smell him.
No, I didn't. He's waiting for coffee as well. I'll give you guys all coffee. I made coffee.
Oh.
Oh, so he's in the parlor?
he's so. Is that? Did you come from the kitchen to the parlor and you have the coffee out there?
Yeah.
Alright.
Nice. How's that parlor look?
Okay, so
Describe it.
I imagine I imagine it's very mine's gonna be my side is like super gothic and that's
Yeah.
where
Oh
Right
gosh.
there.
Mine's so different though.
There's literally a line through the middle.
Like black. And right now I got like a bunch of like you just see a bunch of beakers and old burnt out little fire things where I've just kind of temporarily set up a little lab while I was brewing up all my potions. The couches are like black or red leather couches, black wood, little bookcase, a nice little black oak table that then like half of it is whatever color your thing is. It's like everything is perfectly happy. So
Okay.
You're sharing that one table. It's just now.
my side of the windows are like stained glass and like just super gothic, very high buttresses that are like arched super sharp angles. Yeah. That's like,
That's pretty good. Mine's like, I want it to be like all white stone, like super pristine. Like floors and walls. And I want like indentations in the walls where it's like a mural of like my father, and he has like a law book and it says law on it for some reason. And he's just super distinguished, just twice the mustache I would have, and like, but less hair. And I want like a big like collage of like me wrestling a black dragon. Like I'm all like overly buff, like on the wall. And just like a really classy looking bar, like a water deep, high class noble bar style. Light oak, like light white oak. And then oh yeah, and I wanted like sockets for where I would put my hammer displays because I'm selling hammers. So they're just little empty display panels for them. So
Nice.
yeah, and lots of room for sitting down, like big, like velvety red.
There you go. That's what ties the theme.
The red ties it together, but the stark white, black.
Yeah, just a big old lounge, little fireplace, and that's pretty much all I imagine so far.
it's beautiful.
Nice.
Your mural is almost complete. They've been working on it feverishly because you told them this was the most important thing in the keep. And as the head of the associates, obviously,
Yeah,
that had to be done.
yeah. They were trying to be like more buff. It has to be buffer.
Bigger shoulders. He kept on. Yeah.
No, me, the dragon.
Just imagining like the song that plays when Sauron's raising the orcs out.
Yeah, it's a very intense
More,
picture.
more.
Just spans the northern part of the parlor.
It's beautiful. I've been watching them work too.
Oh.
I think they're getting there. They haven't mastered your aura perfection. Not, I know what you're going for. Your aura.
With the muscles to have muscles.
The color's off. You're more tan.
I'm a little more tan, huh?
You got a little glow too. It's beautiful.
Yeah, thanks. You hear that? Capture that. What he said. In art.
In art. There's a guy, like this old dude, that's like standing there, like, oh, okay, aura and art. He starts drawing lines.
Yeah.
I.
Never get those types, but they do a good job.
Yeah, it's the cheapest around currently. Our artisans haven't quite accumulated to Cowletty.
Name's-
That's vice lord.
Do you want to hear
I can hear you, and I'm an artist. That's not very nice.
I mean, he looks as though he has years of experience. At least a couple decades.
Who knows? This could just be a little hobby for him. It's quite.
Oh, I'm a tradesman. This is what I do.
You have family nearby.
See?
Family? No, they've left me.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
I mean, time, takes us all.
What are you?
So anyway,
He's a human.
Oh, he's a
Yeah, he's a human. He's an old man.
That's such a racist question.
Did you ask him that?
No, I was just like,
Yeah, he's talking to him, and you're like, "What are you, you filthy little maggot?"
there is no time out here. What do you mean?
Well, I wasn't always here.
Oh yeah.
I,
So you chose the one place where you would never age and never be able to see your family ever again.
well, they're all. Did you not? They're
But
gone.
in the afterlife, what if you go?
What?
what if this
With the
family was an
gods?
asshole? They're all with terrible.
He had a mean family. You're probably happy they
No, they were kind, but I don't think there is an afterlife. I mean, look at this place. Look what we've seen.
So about this coffee.
And he turns around and he's like, and he just gets to painting.
Yeah, some tradesmen.
It's been spending too much time on the gothic side.
He's also the guy that helped paint everything black on that side. You were very happy with his work there.
Just trying to support.
Local.
Sport local
Just
artist.
support local.
You haven't been here long, but would you like to see what true magnificence looks like? I can hear my smithies pounding away.
You know, funnily enough, the inn I'm staying at does in fact have a mirror.
That's a nice mirror. You show me it one day. Maybe we could use it here. What? We're on the same page? You have a nice mirror, right?
We are not even in the same book.
You lost me. You want to see a hammer guy hit things?
When are we leaving?
Right now. Let's go. Come on, guys. I'm gonna run to the smithy. I don't know what they're doing.
Yeah, I'll follow it into the smithy out of, I don't know, benign curiosity, if nothing else.
What are you guys doing? Because I know you wanted
Just wanted
coffee. You wanted coffee.
Oh yeah, we
So
forgot.
you wanted coffee, and you were.
Well, you got the coffee. I'll sit with you and enjoy your story.
Of this whole group, you and I are probably the ones that need to talk.
I'm very interested. Oh, and I was reconsidering. I believe you should get 2 healing potions because you like to get hit.
I do get in there, right?
Yeah, last time you got breathed on by a dragon.
People call me Leroy, and I don't know
You
why.
could show up whenever you want. I'm assuming you're doing your rounds since you just rest less, and
Try
you were
hands.
probably hounding, whatever, like telling them to load up faster. But you could have just, obviously you can come
Okay.
and go into the city as you wish. So you could have walked in the keep. Everyone's wondering why you want to live out in the woods, basically. Well, 2 things. They're like, we have woods, and then why does he want to live out there? But yeah, so whenever you want to show up, you just let me know and
Okay.
you pop in. So we'll take it. What you guys are talking about mirrors and heading towards the sound.
Davis
You
is
can
talking
hear
about mirrors, let's just be clear.
the sound of a hammer hitting like the anvil, like ting.
You hear that? That's the sound of progress.
Oh, I'm sure that's exactly what we expect to find.
They're the finest. My squire found them himself. He said, I'm gonna get you the best. And my squire's really great too. He's finally coming to. Took him a while. But now he's really accepting the role. You know?
No.
That's alright. Come on.
So you guys go off to head
On
towards
that
the
note,
smith.
Tick Tick will be passing by. He's like, "Yeah, you'll come too as well." And as I pass him,
As you pass. All right, so you'll walk into the parlor where they're having their coffee. Cisco, if you wanna, or Arxes.
Yeah. About my room. On the whim, I decided why not try to contact this entity that gave me this wonderful work of art.
Yeah, that seems to be.
That
good
seems to
first.
kick me every time I try to cast anything. It worked. It worked, and apparently, it's an entity that has been around for long enough to have fought and defeated Orcus here where we stand in this rock.
On the road.
this row.
On this rock. Wait, are you in the room?
Yes.
Oh, cool.
Hammer's just
Yes.
sounds pretty important.
He just popped in. He's like,
You're so quiet.
you
I am
you
pretty
guys
stealthy.
are talking, and this insect head just comes like right into view.
I see the rock. I saw the hat and the snake.
Yeah, the feather came in first.
Yes, this rock, and evidently it was defeated.
Well, he defeated Orcus.
Correct.
Okay.
Whose name evidently is being erased from those records.
Orcus's name or the
Orcus's
entity?
name. His true name has been revealed as Tenebris.
Spell.
Orcus's real name is.
Tenebris. Yes. And he, over the course of time, had learned the final word. I wasn't quite sure what he meant by that. I didn't really get a lot of
The
talk
final
before
word.
I went to really hot. Started baking, but he learned a final word,
Final word.
which apparently word, W-O-R-D, not W-A-R-D.
Word.
Word.
It's a word that will destroy deities, gods. So learning that, sure I got this right. That was a word that could be used to destroy deities, including the one that uttered it, unless they were themselves a true deity.
So it can destroy deities, but not true deities.
But then he defeated Tenebris,
Uh-huh.
right? So he's dead. And then at some point, his name starts disappearing from the records, meaning someone else is working to do this, which I believe is this other entity, right? That is either aiding or is in cahoots with this god. This devil of
The whispered one.
the whispered one.
Yeah. Wasn't the whispered one acolyte of Orcus at the beginning?
From
That's what we understood was the guy the dragon dude that we killed. You know who I'm talking about. And it's he was, it seemed to be from what I could recall in the moment. He was the acolyte, and then he was struck down by someone. But from that story, it seems like it was whoever your
I forgot to get his name.
For your patron?
Yeah,
He never gave you his name.
he never gave me his name.
He just refers to you as his child.
He refers to me as his child,
Oh,
which is why I call him Dad, because my other dad's dead, so I figure I might as well have one. That's not it.
The daddy issue club is just it's growing.
Pretty excited about hammers at this point.
My father's next one.
so Orcus, aka Tiberius, knew a final word that could destroy gods,
Correct.
but then himself was destroyed.
He found it, and he knew that word.
Wait,
But-
Orcus knew it, or your father did?
No, my father did not know. He was able to defeat him in this rock. So he fell, Tenebris.
Yes.
But the power still exists, and it is permeating the very existence of death. He wasn't very specific about what that means, but clearly there is a connection there with death. His name, as I said, has been stricken from records, which I think might explain the changes that you're kind of perceiving.
Yeah, I think that means there's someone else other than Orcus then rewriting things, which
On his behalf.
On
It's
his
what it
behalf.
sounds like.
on Orcus's behalf. Well,
correct.
maybe he's trying to take either the role of Orcus or because if Orcus is dead, then if he could just wipe him from the books and establish himself as
Nobody even remembers him. Then he becomes the
He
deity
becomes-
that Orcus
and
was.
we know that deities thrive off of recognition and being the one, so that could be powering them.
Yeah, so Papa Devil thinks that whoever's doing this it presents a true threat. Obviously, being able to do this. What he was able to tell me is that we need to seek out the wand, which I believe might be the scepter that we saw on that, because the person that wields it is also vulnerable to it themselves. And it's feared by all undead. So I think that might become a kind of a focus of our search.
So
Did you happen to bring up the riddle to him and see if he had any insight to it?
Nah, I was baking and my skin was starting to feel really sensitive. I ran out of time.
So I'm thinking that now that we know it's not, because previously we couldn't be sure that it was this whispered one that was doing it. It could have been back or no, I don't know if we know his name is Vecna, but or we thought it was. I feel like we've said Vecna
We've said
before.
Vecna a
So
couple times.
um,
Said a couple
but
names.
we were torn between if it could be Vecna or Orcus doing all of this. But now that we know, from your father, that Orcus has been dead, we can firmly say that the Whispered One is the one behind all this
Mhm.
erasing of histories and such. We should probably definitely try to figure out your father and why he's got that thing going.
Yeah, he's not helping.
Yeah,
I gotta
you
talk to
think-
him about that one.
He's not helping. Dude, this is not helping.
Big eyeballs floating right next to me when I'm trying to do things. Not cool.
Is like, there's like different types of tieflings,
Uh-huh.
and like, is that common knowledge to people, or like would Xenos know about it? And how tieflings come to be?
You would know that there's different types of tiefling, whether you could identify like one
Most are
type from the
devils.
other.
One is a
I try
goat.
to identify it from all of the other tieflings, because I am a proficient.
So
Identifying
you can roll and try. He's rather unique in that you haven't seen too many tieflings that are such goat-like looking tieflings. There's tieflings. We all know what tieflings look like. Xyz does not look like that.
Yeah, I mean, I've seen devils portrayed as goats before. You just make sure. What type of check would this be?
I'm gonna say let's do a history, or history. Well, obviously, these
Yeah, I go-
tieflings are like
Yeah, I have to make sure.
creatures.
No, I always have that. Nat 20.
Nat 20.
Yeah.
You know everything.
What doesn't he know?
A nat 20, and then history 24 total.
24 total. So you don't know. So tieflings are generally from the bloodline of an archdevil. You know that, and you're well versed in several archdevils, and you're thinking it through. You don't think he would be like, he's not of Zariel's blood, and he's not of the ice one. I forget his name.
Mephisto.
Vanilla.
It starts with an
Dun,
M,
dun,
right?
dun, 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 dun.
So you know it's not those, but you also, thinking back to your archdevils, none of them are very goaty, goat-like. So it throws you off. You've eliminated which one he's not, definitely, but you have a hard time. You don't know exactly. You're thinking it's something unique.
Well, I can tell you don't smell.
That's the sulfur because
the
I got burnt.
first. Yeah, but you don't. That type of sulfury smell doesn't smell like the sulfur from the first plane of hell, which would be Zariel.
Mm.
And I don't think you're Zariel's kid.
No.
And then the second one, you don't give me an icy vibe.
Give
I
me
don't.
an icy.
I don't get that. And I've tasted your blood before, and normally the icy ones are a little
I
bit.
remember that
They
day.
got a little bit of sugar, like a little sweetness to it. It's weird, but I don't ever pick that up from you. If anything, it's more tart.
Ooh,
Yeah, it's very unique.
I
So
kind of
maybe
like this.
somewhat deeper down.
Yeah.
You know, maybe it gets more bitter. I haven't really tasted too much devil blood in my day, but
I like knowing this about myself.
at least we can say those two.
We've ruled them out.
It's like the
So that
closest you
just
could get
leaves
to a
what,
23
there's
and
9 layers,
Grabbing more circles.
7, potentially 7 baby daddies.
All right.
We can. That's more workable number.
I've heard of a man in an asteroid that kind of settles this kinds of things and finds paternity. So maybe we can talk to him.
Maury on the Rock of Brawl. You can seek out Maury. Please.
Until then, we know it's not cereal.
All right, so you guys are discussing this. We'll go back to you guys. So you're walking through the hallways to the sound, and you can see now, like, you definitely can see, like, the dancing lights of a flame, against the wall. So you hear the clanging, and as you enter the smithy's room, which is it is out to the side so it can vent out, so it looks like they built this per your specifications. The ventilation is a little off. They must have been working from one of your sketches. But so there's a black soot that sort of hangs up above. It doesn't really vent out fast, but as you walk in, you see two people. You see an old human male. It's a pretty obvious prosthetic arm. It's wood, and it's just made really crudely, and it's just straight. Just straight. So like he walks around just pointing like this, and he's standing by the forge, pointing at it's a dwarf, a female, and she has red hair that she has tied back, and she's definitely a stout dwarf female. She's got her sleeve rolled up, the one that's hammering, and it's rippling. It's almost like this arm is bigger than the other arm, so it's got that type of vibe that you definitely get. And she's clanging, and she's not facing you, so you can't see her, but you walk in, and that's what you see.
Well, you've
And
got some
she's
real winners
clanging
here.
away.
Never judge a book before you can't judge them anymore. You have to read them first. Come on.
You might not want to let that one stand too close to the furnace.
Yeah.
It's a fire hazard.
Yeah, I go to the old guy and be like, "Hey there, it's your boss. Who there?
Hello.
Oh, it's a stark grip you got
Now,
there."
you've got a splinter in your callus.
Look at that, you give me a
Yes,
splinter.
yes. It's I do that on purpose.
Oh, that's mean. But,
Yes.
Oh.
Name Zed.
Zed, is it?
Like the last letter of the
Zed,
alphabet.
right? Yes. Fucking genius. Sorry, I have a tendency to say things out loud.
Most people say things.
Smack. Sorry, I was just turning.
You gotta roll under it. It's like a training post and a guy. All in one guy.
Half I said swing harder. So this dwarf turns around to look at you. A couple of things you pick up right away. She's cross-eyed. So one eye's crossed, and one eye's sort of lazy, like wandering.
That's
comes
good
back.
because they can only make
And she's
one
covered
hammer
in
at a time.
and soot,
That's true.
and she doesn't really acknowledge you yet, but she's talking to Sid, and she goes, "Oh yes, sorry, I'm hitting the button, ding, hitting, ding, hitting, ding."
Well,
it good?
this is way more than I thought it could ever be.
And
This is everything I've ever wanted.
and she notices you, and she's like, "Oh, hello, you are Lord Davis."
Yes, I am. You've heard of us. Heard of the name, most important.
Captain Ash told me you're a great man. He gave me sketch to make, and it's like this little drawing, like maybe a 3-year-old did, of your hammers as a blueprint. And she's like, "I've been working night and day, ding, ding, look." And she points over to a pile of not so well made hammers.
These are the prototypes.
What a whoop.
The prototypes. It means first thing that she made that day.
No, that's like the 12th thing.
Gods be damned.
The one on the bottom, that first.
Well,
See,
that makes sense.
That one is the prototype.
Yeah. Okay.
Prototype. You'll get there, I believe.
She's not gonna get there. Look at her. She's not gonna get there. This is what I have to work with. This. Does anyone see what's happening here?
Oh, it's alarming.
This is so much more exciting than coffee.
But we'll get there.
How'd you lose your arm?
Right into it. Barely met him.
Well, I already know I don't like him.
He leans back so the arm goes up. I took my own arm.
That's fucking stupid.
I didn't want to make any more weapons. They were making me make weapons. It seemed like
So
an easy
here you
choice.
are making weapons. I suppose you're not really making them anymore.
No, obviously not. Now
I
that-
just want to mention I've strategically placed Devis like a little bit in front of me.
I'll say Davis is always like, it's just like,
I like it. I think it's like a mini game. I could be here all day.
So did you saw or was it more of like a cleave?
it was a clean.
Oh, how did you do it? You said put it in your mouth and you just got incredible neck muscles.
Just.
Feel.
No, I was hoping to just die, but
That's tragic.
That
We have
didn't
met so many depressed. You really need an HR department, if anything.
We had one.
She died.
Same thing.
it's rough.
What?
Nah, we'll talk about that later.
Well, anyway, this Captain Ash commissioned us. He said you wanted the finest blacksmiths. I don't know if he picked us, honestly, but he paid us for like a year in advance.
That's wonderful. You'll have these people here for at least a year, and then I'm willing to bet they'd even re-up their contract. Look at all the work you've already given them.
Yes, but
Such an eclectic group.
I don't know what that word means, and I think you know that. But I can tell that you're looking at this as a glass, a mug half empty. I'm looking at it as a mug that's over.
I'm nothing but supportive.
Look at the output. Sure, she can't see anything. And talking
But
to her,
she can see at least one thing,
And
mostly just one thing at a time.
and that's all we need.
When you say one thing at a time, she goes,
See, look at that. We're already making progress.
I have an idea. I want to pull out one of my blood rags.
Oh,
And I want to wrap it around her face. Be like, stay there. And I want to make her an eye patch.
so she's like a wiggly 5-year-old when you start doing that. She's like, you say stay there, and she's like, oh, okay, I stay. I stay.
just stay there.
I stay.
All right, I want to try to finesse it. Can I try? It's just like it.
You're doing great.
Oh,
Well,
yes.
there's really nothing I've done in my life to compare this to, but here we go. It's a 2. And I just wrap some.
You like rap. You're like half. Like, she's like one eye's half covered. The lazy eyes, the one it's a mess. She's missing a lot more now, but she's like, I like this. This is good. Thank you. Yes.
We've taken away one sense so that the other senses may
And
grow.
she's just going to town.
You figured it out. You said she couldn't do it. Talk to the one guy.
She's not doing anything. She's been hitting the same piece of metal for a day. It's still not a hammerhead.
She learned something today, at least.
So the initial order we were told is 20 of these.
If that's what you were told, then yeah.
Yeah, we're gonna take a while, but we'll get there.
You're gonna make 20 in a year?
I can hope. Again, when the best blacksmith on the rock was asked for, I have to question why. They just started teaching her. They obviously haven't swung a hammer in decades. And, I mean, this place is nice.
It is nice. You know what? You guys might be a ragtag group of. You might be the best blacksmiths on this town, on this planet, or whatever you call it, Rock.
Well, we're definitely the only blacksmiths in this particular town,
Which
so
will
we
make-
are the best.
Yeah.
Wouldn't that also, in turn, make you the worst?
like he said, mug half full. Oh, actually, he said overflowing.
I'm more of a
Empty.
no,
Sad. Sad,
There's a,
man.
there's a hole in your. There's a hole in his mug, and he can't feel it.
It just keeps leaking.
It's just a
out.
leaky mug.
You have
Have
a
you
leaky
ever
mug.
have you ever considered attaching a mug or getting another one carved with just like a mug?
That's
in
how
it?
he got the splinter. I had one there, but it was really hard to.
You hit it off a door,
I had to-
doorway or something.
I really should have made it hinged.
How would you drink? Was it more of like a
Yeah, it was
a
more of a
waterfall?
spill on the head, and then,
refreshing?
Yeah.
I'm sure.
or I just maybe used my other arm. Well, not right away. It took me a second to realize.
To get the mug attached. I mean, that's a lot of work to just give up on it.
I think
mean,
I need to
again-
work on a
again-
joint. I was gonna have her do it, but
You clearly weren't attached to your organic arm to begin with, so
I was in a bad spot.
In a bad spot.
It was
you
a dark
haven't
time.
moved much.
It's a dark
my
time.
brother.
This is a brighter spot. Probably because the stars and stuff out there.
Well, this has been enlightening.
Yeah, that's.
We promise that we're gonna work as hard as she can.
Two halves. Two halves make a whole, right?
Sure.
You've got two eyes. One
I'm
arm.
getting fed, and I get food, and I
Have you been stealing?
no, they give it to me freely. The food?
No, anything else?
Oh no, I don't. It's very hard to steal with the one arm. It's,
There'd be wood chips all over wherever he touched it.
although I was thinking of sharpening to the point, and I could pick things up.
Oh.
Then,
You still don't have the joint. Though.
yeah, I'm gonna work on this version too.
Maybe like go for a hook so you could swing.
It's a possibility. What do you think, Hafa? Oh yeah, yeah. I like hooks.
Sure you are.
I do.
Sure you
yes,
do.
yes.
She's
Hey.
delightful.
Alright.
She's looking up like this because half of the cloth is wrapped around it. I see you.
Keep training, Hafa. I came here to so we could all learn a little bit about each other, and I think we did that. I'm the boss. You guys are gonna work hard to make those 20 hammers, and we're gonna save a lot of people.
Oh yes, the captain said so. Yes, Captain Ash. We make the hammers. I like your mustache.
Oh, this is gonna be great. Come on. Well, I'll leave you to it.
Okay,
Looks like
cheers.
fine. Keep training.
That
As
was
you walk
the
out-
most delightful interaction.
The tinging
Stick around.
just keeps on. You hear a couple of grumbled curses every once in a while. No, the other side. Ah.
That's what hard work sounds like.
Yeah. So where are you guys going?
You wanna go see what they're doing?
Yes, I suppose. You know, I think we need to discuss something about your organization at some point. A real difficult talk. Okay, you're not
No,
emotionally
you can
prepared.
tell.
It's,
No, I don't know.
It's perhaps better with everyone.
Talk is not difficult for me.
That much.
Talking is not difficult.
Talk all the time.
Hey, does anyone know if Tucked Away still open?
They do pop-up openings.
Ooh, I wonder if this gift card will still work.
Yeah, he's a good guy. He'll follow it. He'll use it.
Sounds great.
Sean's cool.
Hold regular.
All right.
Anyways,
So you guys pop back into the parlor after meeting your crack artisan team.
let me tell you, friends, Hafa, the most wonderful person I've probably met since I've been on this rock. Spirit of gold. Now she's making you all hands.
That's great. It's good news, right, guys?
I don't like hammers.
You don't like hammers.
Oh boy.
It's a little awkward for this to be coming out so late in your relationship.
I feel like we should have known this.
I feel like you could have ascertained that from the fact that I never have used a hammer. I mean, I have, but I don't like it. I prefer.
You've never even hammered a nail.
Well, I have, but I mean, I prefer to like cut. It's much easier to cut myself with a sword than a hammer.
Jesus.
I could hit.
Back to the HR.
What in the ever living fuck is wrong with you all?
Healing potion.
Yeah.
Healing potion.
What?
Potion?
Are you gonna cut me?
No. Healing potion.
What about them?
Do you want one?
You're just offering it?
Yeah.
Sure.
Because we're good.
And you get two. I already gave you one.
The
already.
verdict is still
Add
out.
it to your
One on the
inventory.
bread.
Add it to your
Put it
inventory.
in the thing.
You got two as well.
Xenos is pointing. Add it to your inventory. Add it to your inventory.
Okay.
You two like to get fucked up all the time. About bloody.
It's painful to remember how wonderful she was. Also nice. Yeah. You'd say I'm a good talker, right? You wouldn't say in that department.
Can't say you talk a lot.
That's what I said.
Listen, I'm just saying, perhaps you need somebody who knows how to organize individuals. Organizations require a lot of work.
We're autonomous here. We just do our thing.
Yes, but you've just acquired quite a number of employees, is my understanding.
Oh,
Yeah.
I'm Viceroy. Don't worry about it.
Do you even know what that means?
Yeah. Viceroy. Holds the city with a vice. On royals.
Yeah, yeah.
No, I'm pretty good at managing. I wrote there's a chalkboard on one side, it had like a bunch of chemical formulas on it. On the other side, it's a bunch of to-do lists for people to do things. They're supposed to come in here, read what they're supposed to do. Here's the smithy.
Yep.
Make 20 hammers.
Into your living space.
Yeah, I mean, they walk around the castle all the time. Maybe we're not.
Do you think they should have a separate place?
I mean, they go home after work. What am I supposed to
Where's their home?
in the city? Why do I have to manage their lives? They're individuals as well.
It's
What
very
is life
I
balance?
understand.
What is life balance?
Exactly.
Non-existent, more or less, at this point of Caloletti,
Say that again.
the city.
It's in a state of repair. So the people that were sent here to help you are staying here.
Mm.
They are going to be
They live here.
the ones who rebuild, and the goal is
And repopulate.
yeah, repopulate, like to start
Amazing.
trying to get more people to come.
Been adding aphrodisiacs to the water supply.
That's what sends them off. That one was what got him.
And so my room now smells like sulfur.
Yeah, so the goal is there's the overall thing from Port Anam too is that they're trying to get the goal has always been to grow this whole place.
Rock, yeah.
You know, the Anazul thing put a little damper on it, but Cal Anam was still building out its port, and it had the docks for I think 2 or 3 is what it was found, so it could become a trade hub. And if there's trade, there'll be people, there'll be business, there'll be people who'll stay, and the idea is to funnel it through Cal Anam, and some of them would stay there, others will migrate to the other side where
More rural.
yeah,
Yeah.
and the Caloletti can grow itself as well. That's another side, another place for a port, another. It could ultimately grow to where the two cities could merge. If he hasn't shared, but if the top level is going to be, it's like you're trying to make your own Rock of Brawl, is what's happening. Well, Kai is trying to make her own Rock of Brawl. What the people on this rock want to do is up in the air. But the Prime definitely want to expand and grow out.
Yeah. This is my checklist.
I think you're doing a great job.
Thank you.
I'm sorry for the loss of your friend, but
By the
should
way-
you ever need somebody.
You have a chore to do today. You have to read 30 pages of this book.
You're doing a bad job at your job.
No, you have to do this.
I don't have to do that.
Yeah, you have to.
As you guys are talking, Ash walks in, a little happier than normal. He's like, Hello. How's it going?
Ash.
Did you meet your new staff?
Yes, and they are wonderful. Claymore really adores them.
Absolute godsend of a soul.
He said he killed our guard captain. Can you verify that?
He did say that. Yeah.
He was sitting in the parlor having coffee with us.
No, he wasn't.
I am the guard captain.
Oh, you are?
Er,
So that means you live in my barracks, so therefore you are our squire. Indeed.
No.
You just said.
I'm the guard captain. We've been talking for a week. I'm the guard captain for the town. Your barracks. I don't know. You haven't appointed anyone. I don't even think you have them filled up yet. Have you held a recruitment drive?
Doing that.
Do you want me to?
Yeah.
I can handpick some people.
Papa has a brother.
Yeah, I mean,
No.
Haffa has like
Actually,
she has 3 brothers. I hear they are expert
What do you not-
berserker
do you have
warriors.
extra prime? What about that lady who was fighting on the boat with us? And what about Wolf? I'd love to have Wolf around.
I think
He does owe me a life debt. I did save his life.
Yeah. Maybe you could ask Henrik, but I'm pretty sure that's, Henrik is pretty partial to Wolf in particular. I can check on,
Just give me some cards. Just not the shitty ones. I don't want what you gave him.
Wait, what's wrong with what he gave me?
One of them
Nothing
doesn't
about
do anything.
Doesn't do it. Then he'd swinging his arm around, and yelling at her.
Which
Well,
from your description, it's cut
they're,
off.
they're a 2-man team, Zed was a remarkable blacksmith.
That's right.
Was.
Yeah.
Is the keyword.
He still is. The knowledge is there. The knowledge is there. He just went through a dark spot, back on, our home,
Well, I have a book in Sylvan, but I don't know how to read Sylvan.
Why do you have a book?
Well, the knowledge is there.
Yeah,
don't
but
think
he
he
can
actually
read
does.
his own mind's knowledge.
We just need to get you
It's
an
in
artificer and fix him up.
Yeah, we just
Just
need
have the most glorious arm ever, and then he could go back to smithing.
What?
You could try. I mean,
I feel like he'd just wind up taking off the other one.
Then he'll have 2 mechanical arms.
Which is even stronger than a regular one.
I would say he probably wants to get
Can't argue
back
with that
to
logic.
I'm a mug overflowing kind of guy.
But
If you'd
I
like.
can.
That's the situation he wanted to be in.
Who?
That you put him in.
Me? Oh no, he said he wanted to. I said
Right,
we
that-
want. He was looking for work, and said he had an apprentice.
Find
Sure.
an artifice.
So I was like, I remember his work being good.
Yeah.
He was one of the best.
Yeah. Tic Tic really doesn't know about human interactions
So
and
Tic
stuff.
Tic's
So
like,
it's like,
yeah. See, Tic Tic gets it.
Tick Tick always gets it. That's my guy.
Davis gets
He really has the pulse on human nature.
He's a bug.
But he really knows a lot about humans.
Yeah, he does. He's our bug.
4 thumbs up.
That's what I'm talking about. It's so much affirmation.
So you want guards?
So I'm just confused on how you're a guard captain. What guard did you bring here?
Well, for the town, well, actually, like 2. Yeah, we don't have a lot
I mean,
to spare.
They're probably really strong, though, right? They're like the best.
No, I'm probably the best. Well, you guys are here.
Oh, yeah, we're the best.
so we're about to leave.
Oh yeah, that's what I came for.
But can you just watch the castle since you're around?
Look. No, but I'll put up some flyers. Can you leave some money behind for
Money.
Well, how do you expect to recruit people?
They're exempt from taxes. There we go.
Oh, yeah. Make him exempt from tax.
So you have no payroll structure figured out for any of your employees.
They generate their own.
It's like he said, a good economy generates it fixes itself.
Ecosystem.
So-
Ecosystem.
It's like the same thing. It's a suffix. You process.
I'll see what I can do. I mean,
Here's
well,
the fucking time that I throw.
he catches a bag of coin. He's like,
No, it's a diamond.
oh, alright. I could probably get some people, like maybe 10 or so.
Yeah,
with this,
figure it out.
And I'll, you know what, for you, because you only call me Squire half as much as everybody else, I'll find sober-ish people.
Are you a squire?
No.
He's the best
You'll
squire
have to find
ever.
someone new here.
Yeah, I like you automatically better.
So do I.
Sorry.
Why don't you guys just kiss?
See? Do you see? Do you see what this is?
TT's
I've
learning
been
so much
trying to
about
get it
human
right.
interaction.
Oh yeah, anyway, leaving. Some guy showed up for you. Red overcoat. Pompacy.
So it's like a quarter of the people who ever met.
Yeah.
Yes, you did.
He did ask
He knows my
for
dad.
the associates, so the fact that he knew your names, maybe you know him.
Sounds like
Was
a
he an
job.
elf?
Uh,
Happy?
yeah, his name was Liam.
Oh, yeah.
He was talking to Henrik.
Say so.
No, that's not my dad. Norix. Norix.
He said you
Are
had
we
reached
pretending
out
to
to
be
him.
cats?
Huh?
Nothing.
Yeah.
That was very culturally insensitive. A lot of people roll their R's. It's not cat thing.
Yeah, it's just strange that you did it 10
Anyway.
times.
He's at the tavern where Durant set up.
Is that in town?
Yeah, it's the tavern, the only
Okay.
one, and it has no name. We're just calling it the tavern.
Alright.
We can give it a name.
It's been too long since our
Again,
last session.
you've been here a whole.
You want to know
You know
what
what?
I've been doing? Everyone, potions. Show them the potions.
He's gone. He literally like.
Yeah.
He's fast.
Where's Squire? Get him under control.
He's doing great. Really proud of him, actually. He's really coming into his position. Look how happy he was.
It's sounding more like a cult every following day.
Yes, it is. Huh?
At this point, I finished my coffee and I'm working on eating the mug.
Gnawing on
Well, that's he's been doing.
so that's why you're running out of cups.
Oh man.
You at least have a treasurer, right?
Yeah, I keep the treasure. And then we give
You
it
know
back.
what? Who's my librarian? What's her name?
Laura Lee.
She runs our ledgers now.
Well, there you have it.
Well, you're welcome for my consultation. You'll be receiving the invoice in the mail.
You're not even signed to the associates. Why would we trust you?
Or how about we just talk about passage on that ship? Can we get going?
You gotta sign
Well,
this.
we gotta meet our patrons who kind of sent us here.
Very well.
Yeah.
So it's going.
I will look it over, but can I roll a dice to see if it's one of the ones that Letty forged?
Did you write this yourself? Yes, you can go ahead and roll. It's a secret.
Got a 3.
Three.
I don't know what I'm rolling.
So it
Yeah,
would have
it's
been intelligence, like investigation, if you were
Sure.
trying to
13.
13. There's a lot of words in here used incorrectly in a legal sense. The gist of it is that you abide by the bylaws of the associates, all laws being governed by the secretary.
Okay,
Who
and
is-
I'll look through and see how good it sounds to be an employee and what the benefits look like.
Yeah, life
Okay.
insurance. Yeah.
Dental.
Yeah, the life insurance policy basically breaks down to Davis will stand in front of things for you and prevent them from hitting you.
Letty didn't change that part.
Did you change that?
Oh no, I just general contorted it to make Davis sound like an asshole.
Yeah,
All the
it's-
stupid
so-
rules.
Make
Yeah.
you sound brave.
Basically, you know what Letty did? and you're reading it. It's just that it was. You're not catching any of fine things that maybe if Letty slipped anything in.
Okay.
I know you sent once to me what you were slipping in, but
Yeah, it was like a general turn it into like an actual employee contract as opposed to you have to wear hats all day on Sundays.
Stupid.
Yeah, we liked our Sunday hat dates.
yes.
I wear a hat
I
every
will,
day
I
now.
will
Team
certainly
spirit.
consider it.
Well, that's better than now.
Oh, but you have to sit out on this meeting because they asked for the associates.
And yeah, it's on it.
Very well.
I'm just kidding.
No, no. Consider me going. Get up and leave.
I feel
Do you
bad.
play?
Oh,
You don't have
right.
to leave.
Pleasure, Tic Tac.
He did
I'll be
call-
outside.
Stop eating the mug. Oh, well, it's more
The mug is pretty much all gone. It's just a
Yeah.
handle.
handle now.
this way.
Might as well finish it.
Yeah, it's yours now.
It's yours now.
Such a dysfunctional group.
Alright.
Oh, wow.
Saviors of the multiverse.
We gotta talk to a man in a cape.
Coat.
Okay.
Yeah. Cape Coat?
I think they make those.
We can, yeah. Throw it.
And you guys are walking. So you make your way towards the tavern. You guys know where it is, and as you're walking through the town, as you would expect, there's a lot of construction going
I'm
on.
gonna be observant to see if he's lurking about.
I'm totally lurking. I was about to text you and tell you exactly what I'm doing, but I would have gone outside
I wanna help.
and
I wanna help you find it. Can I assist him?
Yeah, you guys go ahead and roll perception.
Alright.
Perception. Uh, 18.
This is my passive.
30.
Whoa! Yo! 18, 30, and he just did his passing.
21.
I'm just kind of more or less just looking around.
Looking around.
You know,
Okay, so
taking it.
what are you looking for? Are you looking for him?
Yes, specifically
See-
because I know what he does.
Okay.
I got
I know.
So, as you're looking for him and you guys are walking, you're picking up all the construction. There's a lot of activity going on in the rebuild. You don't see Claiborne at all. Tick Tick, you do notice though. You're noticing more creatures in the area, like woodland creatures, like things are starting to show up. I wouldn't say birds, but because I don't want to say there's birds here, but there's flying critters. I don't know have a word for
Flying
them yet. I would
folks?
have to look them up. You know, flying things, but what flying things
Yeah,
that
I
you
know
would see in the
flying
astral
folks.
sea are being drawn in because there is like a ecosystem building. So there's these things are coming in. So you notice different flying creatures. You notice the grass is coming in to the city. Like things are going, and there is a little. Because if Cal Letty is here, it was right at the corner of this. Like it went like that. You're noticing that there's like a little waterway coming into the town itself that could be utilized. But as far as seeing Claiborne, you don't see Claiborne.
With a 30?
That's the name of the book.
Told you.
Being not found.
Well,
Well,
I mean,
yeah, you're looking for Claiborne. You don't see Claiborne. That's all I can say.
not
So
just
if
with
they're-
the eyes, but with everything.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. You don't see Claiborne anymore.
How you doing?
Well, I guess.
You're gonna
Well,
drive him insane.
Yeah.
I guess we shook
That's
him.
it.
He's
I'm
Don't worry,
sure
you're
it's-
next. Gotten on everyone in the group's nerves. You're next.
He gave him another.
The la-
You take one from the. Oh my goodness.
It's
We
a
have
the road.
spares. We have spares.
So was he out of sight from us when, at any point? Because I constantly watched him.
You would have it was odd because he left and you guys didn't leave immediately because there was still conversation. But you know he couldn't have gotten very far. But as soon as you walked out, because you were wanting to see where he was gone.
I know he's here somewhere. I just can't say where.
You know what?
I know he's here,
Wasn't such a
but I just
sneaky
can't
guy.
see it. I know.
I mean, I feel like he's cool. Like, I think we're gonna have some fun on the Rock of Brawl. Kind of feel bad.
You feel bad?
Yeah, a little bit. I mean, it's weird because normally it's like empty inside.
Yeah.
And like there's like little twinges of something that you might call an emotion, but now I kind of feel, like we're missing somebody. We're missing Letty. I'm not trying to fill her spot, but I mean, he could be a cool person. He's kind of a dick sometimes. So was Letty,
Freddy was a dick all the time.
but she had charm.
Letty was charming.
She was charming and she was loving in her
It's,
own way.
She was loving in her own way.
Yeah,
I feel like Claiborne is just trying to take over the company, which realistically, I don't think this is an actual company.
What?
I mean, do you have any licenses, LLCs?
It finally comes up.
Good, but okay.
Let me see
I'll
your
get the
practice of law
pamphlets.
license.
We'll get back to that.
Okay.
I'm just saying, it were like a group that calls themselves a company.
What is a company but a bunch of people who call themselves company? It's just absurd.
Again, not really wrong.
I mean, you bring up a good point.
I usually
We
do.
need another member. I think. Maybe we give him a shot. I feel like we're just being mean.
What do you guys think? You think Claiborne can cut it? Mostly all they do is kind of pokes us and makes fun of my new blacksmith, but he's a mug with a hole in it kind of guy.
Yeah.
And about this time, as you're walking and talking, the tavern's right in front of you.
Name not found.
Name not found.
Name not found. 404.
Alright.
We gotta
That's the
find
name of the tavern right there.
Yeah, I love
It's
that.
actually
Name
etched
not
in
found.
the corner.
Cool fucking
404.
tavern name.
We gotta find a coat cape. Look for a coat cape.
Oh, as soon as you walk in, you see. So you all have met Liam. If to refresh, he's actually the patron to Lord Tandil, who hired you, and then when the battle went on, you met him. He's the one that basically said you need to go out there and see what the hell's going on. So you reached out to him, right?
Mm-hmm.
Using during his 7 day. Well, you can talk about it, but you see him not sitting because he is thoroughly disgusted with everything that he's seeing, and you see him starting casting like cleaning things up in his immediate area with magic, and then finally he looks and he's like, "What's what to do?" And he sits down.
We have to make a mansion.
And he sits, doesn't really see you guys walk in, but says, "Finally, please, if you all will."
Don't mind if I do.
How long did it take you to get here? You're making it seem like you've been waiting for.
I have. It's been at least 10 minutes. My time is valuable, and I came as soon as we finished talking, but I had to get some materials together. I don't travel frequently out here.
Fair enough. Did I just tell him to meet us, or did I tell him about the report?
You gave the report, and he said, "I'll be there. I want to hear your working theory."
Oh,
So now he is here,
I'm on the spot.
and he doesn't cross. Actually, he has, you know, those vests. They have the little
The little
he
pocket?
puts it,
Yeah.
and he sits there, and he's like,
Tic-Tic's gonna be hanging back a bit, watching all entrances and stuff, and just waiting for him or some woodland animals to show up.
"So if you're waiting,
But I'll be paying attention to my passive is 21.
21."
As is mine.
Mine is not.
I have incredibly good hearing, I imagine.
Yeah. Okay. So he's leaning there, and he's.
So
You have a theory for me.
yeah, I'll go. So, with his recent revelation, he had a dream.
I got bait.
So, okay, well, I thought he would elaborate more. But he had a dream.
We all had the double reaction.
He had a more of like a vision or something. He was talking to his daddy.
Papa Devil.
And he had previously had saw like a vision of Orcus or an acolyte of Orcus, and Azul was on this rock, and we thought Azul was working with Vecna, but turns out he was working for Orcus. But he got smited by someone, his father.
Papa Devil.
But apparently his father defeated Orcus out on this rock.
It's about this time a book, like, literally floats up, like, with a head, an older looking elf, like, hovering there, and a scribe, like a little quill pops up and just starts writing.
It's cool.
Anyways,
Yeah.
I need to get me one of those.
What was the
So
last thing I
yeah,
said?
Orcas got smited in
Yeah.
this rock
Yes, and then
by my pops.
power word. There was a word that Orcus knew that could kill gods. Even killed the god that would say it unless they were a true deity. Which I have a gripe with that because is there like another level of deities? I don't know. Maybe you do. Anyways, he's dead. Now Orcus, I don't know if you've been noticing, but I have. He's getting erased from history. You try to remember him, try to think of him, and it's all blurry. And I'm pretty good with my demon lords, and he's one of the big ones. Yeah, it's weird when I try to recall the finer details. But anyways, I think it's Vecna or the Whispered One. We see a lot of his eyes everywhere. Actually, when we were coming here, we saw he was watching us. There was like tons of scrying eyes all over our boat, and then he sent a giant spacecraft, that guy, out at us.
He looks like what?
Hey, you don't have whatever.
I also
He
have.
he pointed towards Durant. He's like,
He's an artist. Normally he paints our foes, but I guess he hasn't gotten around to it. You probably know Durant. He's from. You know him. You got.
yes, I
great guy.
know.
Surprised he came with us.
Yeah, me
But
too.
we think it's the Whispered One. Yeah. I'm sorry, I didn't know. Like, I thought you would be like, I don't know. We could just talk over the phone. I get nervous giving reports like this.
What is this phone?
Over the
Speak
stone.
up.
Over the stone.
Oh.
Over the stones. Over the stones.
Let's see. Soul stones too. Did I tell you about that?
It was in your report.
Yeah, that was crazy.
So I've read the report. It seemed like you had connected some dots, but right now, listening to you out loud, I'm
Well,
going
that's
to
my
say that so a theory,
Okay.
right?
All right. Let me try to clarify this.
Y-
Maybe
well,
Vecna
yes, please.
has been, trying to take over Orcus' spot, erasing him from history to ascend to that deityhood or godhood, I suppose. Did that help?
That is more of a theory
Gonna
than
connect
what you
everything.
had said before.
I'm just
Yes.
hitting you with the raw facts.
The
You thought
prelude.
Claiborne was a pompous ass.
Did you guys hear that?
You're right. Something is going on.
Disembodied voice. Okay. So, you think that Vecna,
Vecna whispered.
or the Whispered One, if we're saying that this is indeed Vecna and maybe not someone using that as a distraction, is trying to erase this entity you say is Orcus.
Or we found out his real name actually. It's
Tenebris.
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 Yeah.
He looks at the floating elf head. That sort of acknowledges with an eyebrow raise that you two would notice because of your passive. And he gone in the book, he snatches it out, puts it. Huh. And what are your next steps?
Well, we got a strange poem that we have to decipher. I think we also have to head to the Rock of Brawl. That's more of a side quest at this
Well,
point.
we do still have the head of Grunguk, who we need to communicate with, who is supposedly knowledgeable of who the Herald of
He told
Vecna
us.
is.
That poem was his response to what the Herald.
Oh, we did talk
Yeah,
to him.
yeah, you talked to him.
Yeah,
He
okay,
used
yeah,
that
yeah.
potion that was a weaker version of speak. with the
Right.
dead. Yeah.
Okay.
We do need to get that wand too.
Oh yes. No,
Yeah,
he's-
and the wand.
he knows.
We
about
have
it.
reason to believe that this wand that Orcus once possessed could be the one weapon that could also undo him and the undead.
So you seek the wand of Tenebris.
Yes.
That is a pretty powerful artifact. It's been lost for a very long time. I actually don't know much of it, but my mentor spoke of it once or twice. Do you have any ideas of where to find this?
Yeah. Repeat the riddle to him and see if he has any insight on that. Of maybe that is.
I mean, Tenebris did die in this rock.
Yeah.
There is a
I'd go back and
possibility
look
the
at the
wand
statue.
could be in this rock somewhere.
What if the statue's not a statue, but a
Has he been there? Have you
rock
been there?
of
No,
Tenebris.
but this.
in the
I read your
rock?
report, so there's a statue of
Yes.
the
Orcus, we
entity
believe.
of Orcus.
It's kind of hard.
How lifelike was that statue?
It was well crafted. I mean, you could tell it's a statue, but it's a well the
So
artistry
half
of
of
it.
didn't carve it.
What's that?
Half I didn't carve it.
No, no, definitely not. It would have looked more like a maybe lop. Like it would have looked like Sloth from the Goonies. Probably.
Slightly more of a
Yeah.
cubist take
Yeah,
on
yeah.
it.
It wouldn't have been that pretty. No, so it was it's from what you can recall thinking of it.
So you back?
You would
My
be
neck.
hard pressed to find any mortal being that could carve something that perfect. Take
So
that.
I think before we leave, we check out the statue again and see if we get any clues or points in direction to where we could go.
Well, we have, I feel like, the biggest clue of where to find. I mean, more answers at least is that riddle in Zulok's homeland. Do you know anything about that?
Zulok?
Yeah, supposedly the riddle sounds. I was talking to a really cool chick. I mean, anyways, that riddle
She's into me.
might have sounded like somewhere there's this god Zulok. He's a dead god. If you might know where his homeland is.
So so Zulok he was ancient, like I would categorize him more primordial, but not from Aura. He was what you would say a primordial from another world. You guys should have a better understanding of other worlds now, other places as you've been traveling the astral sea. He was a minor one, but he liked cold. He was attuned to the cold or water. You know. What you say the whole riddle to them?
Yeah. Well, Michael. So. Tick tick.
So the legend has it that he was defeated and cast from his world and thrown into the void. Is from his world what it is, but the void, as you know, would just be, you know, what we see now out here.
When you got from Zip?
I could give you where his world was. I have that.
Free fitty.
I don't know this where the light is found. There's light in a lot of different places. It's too vague.
Maybe when we get there, we'll know. By just being there, we'll see a big light.
But remember, the reason I sent you out was to find this harbinger and to delay whatever they're doing, stop them.
That's where Grunguk said the harbinger was.
Yeah,
Is it not?
that's where we.
Yeah.
It's all
That's where
tied
we should
together.
head.
But I know you've mentioned finding wands and Rock of Brawl and if
Well-
these all lead you there and these are things that's fine. Just Torel is holding on, but time is
Yeah,
Not on
it
our
sounds like
side.
we would need that wand in order to actually fight whatever it is. So we need to be prepared for whatever we do encounter.
We also
That's
what Grant told me about when undead things are turned mortal, they become weakened. I was working on something that it's quite costly to myself and very, very bad for me. But with moment, I would be able to bind a mortal being to the mortal coil. Only for a moment, only for a minute. If I'm able to hold on, I could do it. So that could be a way. I don't want to do it because it'd probably kill me, but it's something.
you delve deep into your blood magic, don't you, Xenos?
Yeah, I've had a week off,
yeah.
and you get a lot of field practice. I'm sure you know. Start doing it every day. Your life's at risk. There's those quick breakthroughs, exponential growth and such.
Yes, yeah. I understand. Careful though.
Not like I'm making no pacts with the devil.
Yes.
Papa D.
But that could be something we could use to.
Well, I would caution you in your searches. Don't this wand, the wand of Tenebros, and Bros.
Bros.
Yes, Tenebros. I mean, it's myth or legend. I'm not discouraging, but if it's something that's been lost for all of written history,
He is an
possibly.
excellent
you know.
investigator. He could find things very fast.
Yes, yes. The associates have been spoken of. I visited some of your adventuring places. There's no end of stories of your cunning and wit.
Yeah. Sounds right.
Yes,
And bravery.
of course, of course.
Nice.
Nice.
I mean, yeah, wherever we go, put our heads down and do the right thing. And we save a lot of people,
Mm.
and we ain't gonna stop now.
There is a tower that was signed over to you from a town. I believe three elderly men were tricked or coerced somehow into signing a contract.
Don't know about that.
But I did review the contract on their behalf, and it was poorly written, and really not many grounds to actually have the tower. But they insist that they want you to have the tower. I don't understand it myself, but
Did they ever clean it out? Did you look? Because it was a bloody mess.
no, they haven't.
Like
It's-
a lot of rituals. You should check it out. A lot of Vecna.
It was
A
nasty.
lot of Vecna there.
Okay, yeah, sure, I'll go send some people. I mean, I personally am not
Yeah.
going. I have some people that are capable that I can send.
I went for this tower or statue. Draw a little from the village, a rough sketch of where you would go to get there. Do a right turn halfway by this mountain. You'll see a big tree. It's a little bit before that. You're gonna figure it out yourself.
Well, no, I wasn't. I just wanted to get the report in person and see how you guys were coming along. I would recommend maybe you go and double check. Let me know. I have other things I have to attend to.
It
Whole
wasn't-
slight matter of eternal creeping darkness coming from the north that I have to try to hold at bay.
There's a really ancient magic circle there. Probably something. Hey, do you know magic circles that can summon gods?
Mhm.
Yeah, actually, I've been to one.
But have you been to two?
Got it.
You are quite the interesting group. You remind me of people I've worked with before, particularly a very, very rambunctious dwarf who would get nude a lot. Anyway,
It's because we like to party.
Don't give him ideas.
if there's ever only drinking water, like just 2 barrels for a whole, refugee type camp,
Yeah.
don't bathe in it.
Unless it's an emergency.
No, don't bathe in it at all. Because it's the only drinking water. And you would have loved him.
Sounds like a
It's
great
okay, we
idea.
don't need water out here.
See? Sometimes you can bathe in it.
Well, I wasn't saying.
He stands up at this point and he's like, well,
Norix is back in town, so he should be a help. He's probably up.
your father?
Yeah.
Hmm.
He should be up towards the.
Yeah, I know where your castle
No, you do. I
Yes.
don't remember you coming by to visit.
Yeah. Probably because your father didn't want you around at the time.
Me?
Not in a way.
Whoa.
Abadi.
We had a great connection.
Obviously, you're his pride and joy. He's spoken highly of you.
They hug.
We hugged.
Lies.
No,
It's true.
it was very cold, obviously, because none of us. Yeah, it was. It was. a
We
hard
thought
one.
it was awkward as fuck.
I project the mental image to him.
He laughs. He's like, it's funny.
How it goes.
Connected security.
Character development, I call
Is
it.
it a touchscreen?
Well, thank you for your theory. It is.
1
just
to 10.
found that out.
How do you feel? I mean,
No,
right here.
he didn't know either.
Does it make some sense?
It does make sense that my
Dude.
okay.
I got numbers.
The
Alright.
you called it the word the what
last
were you
word,
the
the,
day
powers,
word.
the last of the
Oh,
power.
they didn't tell me that. Did they
yes.
tell you that?
So
I don't know.
legend speaks of a set of words, just single words. Each one could do something of great power. The last of that was a word that, when uttered, would destroy anything, even a divine being.
And what was that word?
It's
Correct.
lost. we do not know. If I had that word, there would be no problems. Actually, there's a catch to this word. The person who utters the word is also destroyed unless they themselves are a god. So you must be a god to use the word and not instantly perish. Although anyone can use the word, but it is your ensured destruction, but along with whatever you say it, you die. Whatever you set it to, it dies.
That's crazy because maybe that's what Vecna's
And-
trying to do.
And not just death, it's
God.
you are wiped from existence. There is no way to come back. There is no wish. There is no nothing.
You just said they get wiped from existence. So did Orcus Tenebris say the word, and now he's being wiped?
That I don't know, but I know that his existence still permeates the something death. Like it's all over us. It's like basically you're breathing it right now, man. It's
Mask up.
He thinks so. You see Liam sort of stop for a second, like he's weighing something in his. You two would pick up on the subtle cues. Like he's like, do I say it to these guys? They're seem like fucking retards.
Oh, yeah.
He's like, but in the end, he's like, more knowledge, higher the chance, possibly. So he weighs this out, and this happens relatively quick, but you guys with your high passives can pick up the facial cues that, although he tries to stay, you guys pick it up, and he's like, this Tenebris, he, in history, in literature, he is the god of death. He's a god. If this being, Tenebris, had acquired that word, he could use it with impunity. He would not. He would survive. You say he was defeated.
mhm.
If he was defeated, but not using that word, a god isn't defeated. They are scattered, or they are put into like a suspended animation, or suspended. They come back eventually. I'm gonna say that. Did you share, like, you said it out loud, that it permeates death?
Mhm.
Being the god of death, he's the essence. He's the divine nature of death. Yes, he would still exist. He would be in every. He would be in every death and every undeath and everywhere. He's a god. That this Orcus, I have no recollection of this being, and I've been to hell. I've been to the hells. I've fought in the Blood War. I don't recall an Orcus.
What about devils that look like goats? Asking for a friend.
Bad.
No, but one time I saw this. Oh, I think that was a demon. Never mind. I saw one that looked like you, but it was all white. Big, really big.
Well,
Yeah,
That's
it was a
good.
devil. It was a devil.
start with an F.
No, I forget what his name was. Oh, you know what? He didn't share his name. He was trying to kill me.
Oh.
But then he stopped. Yeah, I can't remember. I had a dear friend with me that helped. Yeah, we talked him out. We talked it out. Yeah. Anyway, memories.
So, Orcus,
Oh hell.
You don't remember Orcus,
I don't
do you?
recall
Think
an Orcus, but Tenebris is something I've learned of him. I haven't actually read anything that mentioned him. This is more recounted to me by my mentor. And this wand you seek it would essentially be as if Torm or Moradin had given you their hammer, or Torm giving you his sword. It would be possibly the divinity of being a part of it, at least. But a weird, yeah. I don't. That's been, as far as I've been told, lost for.
Whatever's been lost can still be found.
But it's a vast, vast space, and time is not our friend.
Yeah.
I would love to get my hands on that. Trust me, the knowledge to be gleaned from such an artifact would be great, but I don't know if you have leads.
Here I am struggling to remember Orcus. Like, he did exist, and that's
So
the
you've
raised
read
in
of him?
time. Yeah.
I wonder if because it was word of mouth to you that you still remember his real name, but the Orcus that was in the literature is getting wiped out.
Is there a tome or something here that references this Orcus creature?
You would have to go to the primary city and see Cairo. She was the only one who had a tome
Maybe
like
I will
that.
make a stop there.
But-
Just
It's because what I've been noticing is things are being erased, not changed. So if I'm not remembering, it would. If Orcus doesn't exist, that means Tiberius was being changed to Orcus in my head. But it's just weird. Now I'm kind of feel lost, confused. I guess think it over. Go see
it's.
Cairo.
I will. I'm actually this Orcus Tenebris. Interesting.
Sun didn't stone me.
I can just. Yeah. Standing stone. Yeah.
You gotta do.
Okay. He sort of does a little gesture and you a map, like a star chart, I'll say, for lack of a better word, pops up in front of you, and he highlights where the planet is that Zulak would have been a primordial entity of that planet and ejected into the void. He's not going to have a reference of where, I mean, if it's a planet, where was he injected, but at least you have this location. Now that you see it, you know where it is.
Now that I also have that
the Ori.
Ori in the ship.
So you'll be able to tie that together. So you do have this location as a reference point for Zulak. And I have to say, you are making more progress than I thought. It's good to see that you're alive.
I'm glad to hear that because we're feeling lost.
It's a daunting task. Do you have any questions about back home? Anything? I don't know anything about your father. Didn't know he was back. I can tell you where your ancestral home is. It's in some darkness. Which really shouldn't bother Norix all that much, but
No, but we like the people there. So we hope they're.
we don't know anything that happens to the people that get enveloped.
Maybe they just have a great time.
We haven't spoken to
Knew he was
the city of Neverwinter has been dark for shortly after you left. Waterdeep is holding on. rebuilding the best they can with what they have, and we've been able to secure the route between Waterdeep and Baldur's Gate. The Harpers are doing what the Harpers do, gathering what information they can, but it doesn't make much sense. And members of Brigand the Earth are reporting that the Drow city is gone, but the Queen is on the move. What that means to us, we really don't know.
How long has it been in real time?
Back home, it's been
Close to a month, right? Because we were out
it's like a
traveling
month
in National
and a
Sea
half
for
or so.
Oh, is time the same?
Pretty much.
Oh.
I mean, yeah, time still, but you just don't age
Got it.
when you're out in the astral sea. But 500 years is still 500 years. Yeah, that's. I mean, we're just holding on. We don't know much about the other lands of Torel. As it is, communication with them was always, rivals and whatnot. But we're holding on. We're giving you the time, whatever time we can.
Probably should get back to work.
Don't let me slow you down. He gets up. He starts heading out.
Bye.
Does he walk out or does he do some cool wizard thing and disappear?
No, he walks out, but you two will notice that he actually roll actively to see. So with 21 each of you,
Yeah.
you would just see that he looks like he whispers something to someone, but that doesn't look like. If you roll something higher, I can.
For what?
I didn't roll higher.
What am I rolling?
Oh, perception.
Perception.
18 plus 6. So
24.
24.
So you'll pick up as he's mumbling something. You don't pick up what he's saying, and it's not. You do pick up though that it's not common. But you almost see like as if something was on his shoulder, perched and holding on to him. Like you can see like the indent of something holding him, and he's whispering to whatever it is, but it's not common.
Dope. Dope. That's dope. That's so dope.
Liam walks out. I walk in.
You guys pass.
Now to hear the conversation's over, I'll just coffees for everybody.
The perfect timing. Love it. Eatable mugs too.
One of my magic items is a bottle of boundless coffee. Or a coffee on deck.
Always got it.
I'm a detective. I'm a cop. I'm grizzled. Well, I don't trust that asshole. But that's not really my problem, now is it?
I mean, we gotta work with what we got.
Perhaps just keep your cards close to your chest. Some insights, too, if you wouldn't mind. You mentioned your father
Papa D.
destroyed this entity on this very rock.
This very rock.
This very rock
This very rock.
was a part of many rocks.
Oh.
My understanding. And much like the Rock of Brawl, it was shattered outward, and civilization grown anew on top of it. If you are looking for this entity, this rock may at one time have been whole. Correct me.
It was.
And seeing as how that city is much older, much more refined, you may find the answers you are seeking all in the same place. While I can't guide you to them directly, I can at least help connect you as I had said before. But there may be more information as to this Thaddeus, Thaclius,
Tenebris.
Tenebris. Oof, I was way off.
You were close, detective.
You said Thaddeus, I was like, who's Thaddeus?
Does start with a T. Good job.
Let's start with the T, and there's multiple syllables. There may be more information on that individual there, or at least a trail to start. If that is who you seek. You mentioned the wand. From what I gleaned off the short conversation, the few that we've had, it was a very powerful being. So it stands to reason that these rocks that we find these civilizations on may at one time have been a thriving civilization that is no more. I happened to hear the Reddit individual mention that the word is so powerful it destroys who says it, but what if it destroys more than that as well?
Meaning,
Destroying the planet.
Well, a terrible battle such as the Blood War could also swallow a planet and destroy it into hundreds of
I
pieces.
mean, if two deities fight, something's getting destroyed.
We are ants among giants. Just some insight from the conversation that I gleaned.
It's no surprise to any of us that he's been listening in.
Yeah, you guys are all just saying like, yeah,
Yeah.
he's motherfucker's here somewhere.
And even if I,
I know
did
he
see
was
him,
here somewhere.
even if I did see him, I wouldn't have said anything. It was just, yeah, I know. That's all.
Nah, you wouldn't let me see your tree. Not find me ever. Too sneaky.
So what are you guys doing?
Well, my room rent is up because you told me we'd be leaving tomorrow. So if we intend to stay, can I at least stay for free for a night?
you can
That's
punch.
right. He did. Did you pay for to stay with them? Yeah.
Or I think it was covered up until the
Yeah.
investigation was complete.
Yeah.
Well, that depends. Did you look over the contract?
No, I was busy eavesdropping on your conversation with the scary wizard individual. Would I have seen him talking to something? Can I roll for that?
Yeah, you can.
Or maybe I should roll insight. Just see if
What
I-
languages do you know first?
I know.
Common, telepathy, thieves' cant, Elvish. Oh, Elvish isn't on there. I'm an elf. I don't have Elvish. I'm an astral elf.
You would. Well, well, the way things roll now, you can be an elf and not know Elvish if you chose to,
Oh,
but you could put Elvish on there.
I
If you,
imagine I know Elvish. Ooh, here we go. Perception?
yeah,
Nah, 20.
20.
See? I would've
Um,
picked it up.
you just picked up that he was whispering something, but you couldn't pick up what he was saying. You could identify that it wasn't common, but it's a language you didn't know.
Can I insight as to the tone of his conversation to gather?
Yeah, go ahead and roll insight.
I
just sort of
know
like the gist?
Abyssal, Celestial, Common, Deep Speech, Draconic, Elvish, my telepathy thing.
I'd be 16.
16. You take his tone as he was expressing surprise.
Any like evil cackles?
No evil cackles, but he was like
Well, we know he's a magic user, right?
they always are evilly cackling. No.
Well, I
That's how
mean,
they
they
do.
just like an invisible familiar, like an imp or something sitting on his shoulder.
Yeah, it's, you didn't pick up
Yeah.
that. It looked like to you it would have just looked like he was like some like doing something like that. Xenos picked up that there was something on him.
Right.
You picked up that he was also just like surprised, like going like maybe he was just saying, "Oh shit," but it was in a language you didn't understand, and
Personally, I think that guy can fuck himself.
Speaking for him.
Now, Clay,
you totally
Don't be
weren't paying
projecting.
attention to anything.
I was like,
Don't
how
be
tasty
projecting,
might
Clay.
that cake be?
I know. If you were looking at him, you were thinking about eating his clothes.
That cake looks so good.
such fine weaved fibers.
What I know is Rock of Brawl, the oldest asteroid city in the general vicinity quadrant.
In this area, yeah,
Scary.
it oldest. I mean, it's the biggest. It's the most populated.
Since I'm mildly traveled to the astral sea, would I even know of another that's older?
Yeah, you would know. I'm gonna have to look it up because I can't remember the name of it. But you would know the world that the Githyanki live on, and where their Lich Queen
We don't want to go
lives, and you would know that that's old and very populated, but very hostile to
Anybody?
non-Gith.
there. What about the Citadel of the Silver Blades?
That's for. Are you asking if you Tick Tick would know it?
Yeah, he's from around here.
Roll history.
Probably not. History. 8.
8. Essentially, you just know, yeah, the Silver Blades. You know them as a Githyanki war band group. That's all. You don't really have too much. You're.
I mean, my first real interaction with it was being mind raped by a dam.
Yeah, yeah.
With it, so.
So, and that's where you get, but you had her, but to you, and most people in the astral sea, Gith is like, no, they're not very nice. I mean, some of them are, some of them get along, some of them live. There'll be Gith in the Rock of Brawl that you've met, but they're also very.
Most of them are pirates. Not to
They're,
stereotype, but.
and they're xenophobic. They're the best. Everyone else is beneath them. So that's how they act. Even the ones that would be friendlier, they still act like they're way better than you because they're Gith. And then the ones from the city with their queen are just will kill you pretty much or make you slaves. Yeah. So you would think that the Silver Blades would be similar. That it's with an 8. That's what you would think.
So perhaps we gather some contacts, gather information, in Rock of Brawl, and dive out from there.
We at least know where this home planet of Zulak is. We're supposed to be heading towards where he is currently at. So we can at least maybe Rock a Brawl. There's a beholder there. Maybe he knows some things. Luigi, supposedly the cool guy.
My dry cream friend.
She
It's
runs
a pretty upscale place in the middle parts of
The order to at least report food, rely on for at least some minimal contacts.
So do we stop by the statue first and take another look around there, see if we can find any clues with our new insights?
Gonna hurt.
I don't think
While
we'll
we're
find a wand,
still here.
but might as well. I think it's on the way back to the city anyway, so.
We'll stop by.
I'm all for defacing public property. Let's go.
All right. So you guys are gonna head towards the ruins.
How's Tanova doing?
In the week,
Is she still healing, or are we gonna take the other ship, or are we gonna start?
so you have you could have a choice here. The other ship that you acquired is ready to fly. But it's not like
It's not ready.
it wouldn't be like the AC wouldn't be what it typically is, and the health of it wouldn't be what it is.
So here's kind of what I was thinking for that though. It's like those 3 cannons on that one side. That's the window viewing side now. Transfer that to those to Nova, and then the 3 on the other side. We're gonna keep that as our battle side, and buff up the armor on that side. So if there's any engagement, try to keep that side and the viewing ports away from that.
So like transfer the 3 cannons. So Tenova would have the 2 ballistas and the 3 cannons.
Well, we replaced the ballistas
With the cannons. And then the other ship would just have the 3 cannons on the one side, and you'd always just try to be
Pretty much one
Stay.
cannon on deck.
We only make left.
Because because there's replacing the 2 ballistas, the 2
yeah.
with the 2 cannons. 1 cannon on deck at the galleon, and then the 3 on that side. So that way you get some range.
Yeah.
It's
I mean, yeah, you can do that. And
beef up the armor on that side, and try not to get hit on the other side.
yeah, because Tianova, I mean, at this point, you could take that ship, but it would be so raw.
I'd rather her
That-
stay and
yeah.
grow,
Yeah. Okay.
and then
Yeah,
still
because it would
work
be
on-
like taking, like a newborn out, and the skin's sensitive. Everything's
She's not that
sensitive.
I mean, Tick-Tick's not that crazy and
Yeah.
insensitive.
Okay. Yeah.
So-
I mean, so yeah, because I mean, yeah. Can this ship at this point, is it in one piece? Yeah, but it's like the flesh under a scab that you just peel back and it's all pink.
Yeah, let's not do that.
That's kind of how I feel like right now.
So, any other ship when you do, I'm gonna put in your sheet because you the captain basically you fly. I'll have it with the adjusted values.
Okay.
So we have
And,
Captain, a Viceroy, and what the hell did you call yourself earlier?
The director, just call me boss.
I am actually
just call me boss.
I am actually a High Warden, and I did not choose that title for myself. It was given to
I'm a goat.
me. So
You're
Claiborne, for the
literally
first
you
time,
are
give
the
somebody
goat.
a high five.
Yeah, you are the goat.
It's
Of-
the-
by legend, you are the goat.
yes,
You need something done, send in
the
the
goat.
goat.
And that is
This
in the
is
background
true.
that I
That
submitted
is
to him.
the
Is
background.
that he was called a
The
reference
Harper-
as the goat.
The Harpers need something done. Who do they send? The goat.
Yes. True stories.
That is true story.
Seen it in action.
Get on this boat. We're gonna kill some stuff.
Get on the bet, we're gonna kill some stuff.
Yep. I want to
Alright.
get off this rock.
So you guys are gonna swing by the ruins. You'll get there. So at this point, as you're traveling, like you're seeing, you guys saw the landscape before. Maybe not you. So to you, it's like, oh
Yeah, I
look,
can see
yeah,
better, yeah.
great. This is what planets look like. They have things. You guys would be sort of like, wow, this is happening fast, because you are seeing.
I'm standing there with pride.
Yeah, you're seeing insects. You're seeing the creatures from your homeworld,
Yeah.
because it's so. This is very comforting to you what you're seeing. You guys are seeing bugs and stuff, and you're like, well, those are weird looking bugs. That's odd. That doesn't look like a normal butterfly. Things like that, because it's not from Toro. But you guys make your way, and the planetoid, or the landscape that you're seeing, is very different from when you first arrived, basically 2 weeks ago. It's 2 weeks. But you get to the ruins, and they're
We have a full crew now too, right?
on the ship.
On the ship.
It's what you need to
The basics.
successfully
Yeah.
get it off the ground. Is it a full battle crew? No, but it's enough that you can do what you need to do and keep it in order, and someone will be cooking for you. Not Letty.
That's a shame.
Is,
I miss her cooking the
is
most.
Durant coming?
No, you guys didn't talk to him while you were in the tavern, but he was there. But it doesn't seem like he's. You could ask him. You could
Definitely
go
would have
back.
got
and
a
ask.
beer.
Oh, we would have
If
definitely
you
exchanged
went
pleasantries.
and pleasantries, he would have expressed basically that he's gonna stay back to help grow your town, as he's calling it, and also to make sure that Letty is properly represented, because her statue is still not up, and he has loyalty to Letty. He took the loss of Letty a little bit harder than any of you. Minus maybe Xenos, who recovered and bounced back pretty quick.
There was real life time between those two sessions.
He had
Your
a heart.
pain
he had a
healed in
heartbeat.
real life.
He had a heartbeat.
Yeah,
So
for a
it's
moment.
pretty profound.
So he's not gonna go, but he's planning to. He told you he has big plans for the tavern. Big plans. What that means from him, he's a mystery to you guys.
Cloth
usually,
napkins.
so. Tons of them, embroidered with little goats. When you get to the ruins, you'll see that there's been a little work camp set up, and there's scholars from the Grand Library. Not Cairo, but scholars from there. You can tell from their outfit and stuff. They acknowledge you. They say hi, but you guys seem like you're moving with a purpose to the statue.
Mhm.
Okay. What do you want to do when you're there? So this takes you a little bit to travel from there. Time has gone by. So you've been walking, talking, or little baby shark around, sniffing and playing catch, whatever, along your travels. But you get there. You're at the statue. What are you doing?
Investigate the shiz out of it.
Yes, sir.
Are you looking for anything in particular, or just
Uh,
the more focused you are with
To me,
Conky right now?
I think we're all specifically looking for the wand.
Right.
Anything that might guide us to potential location, a source of origin.
I'm also going to be looking for like secret compartments within the
That's-
statue in
well-
case there's like any like reliquaries or anything like that in it.
So roll, everyone who wants to roll investigation.
2 dice. For me. Money.
Well, actually, you're just looking for a compartment.
Yeah, I was
So
wondering if you
no,
catch that.
that's just regular.
Well, so should I just re-roll because I already rolled?
Yeah, just re-roll.
They're all the 21,
21?
30,
You got 30 altogether?
21.
So-
Oh, 21.
I can't roll 30.
I was like, damn.
Now I have a 7.
26.
Not that cool. I'll go.
I'm just gonna look for general information that will push us along our path.
Okay.
I got a 19. I just want to read all the stuff on the stats.
Okay.
I got an 11, but I have a passive investigation of 19.
Okay. Tick, tick.
I have passive investigation
No,
of an
sons of
11,
a b- Oh,
but I rolled a 3. So-
I'll give you the 11.
We are the overachievers here.
Okay.
It's almost like I'm an investigator.
If this was wood, I could figure it out.
So I'll start with you. You had the 26 and you were looking just in general.
Yeah, I haven't spent too much time here. Just the base of the investigation. Really more concerned with who exploded the city. So I'm just going to take a deeper look as to any meanings and connections I can find with anything that we've talked about, meaning the wand, the harbinger, etc. And what might have gone on this rock based off of the little bit from Arxes.
So when you go looking through, you're gonna be able to see a couple of things with the 26, and some of this they have already. You find at the base of the statue the symbol of a horn head of a goat set over a skull-topped mace, and you see script written. It's in a language you can't read, but so you can't really make it out unless maybe you ask other people around you and you
I'll
point it out to them.
point everything as I see it.
If
Ask
who knows
assist.
Abyssal? Okay. So with the help of Xenos and you finding, which this is something that's been read
Only
before.
if it says please.
I'll let you guys interact.
I know Abyssal, so
Yeah.
I'll-
So tick tick tick. It's I will be the last creature when I am done. The cosmos will be perfect, free of the braying abominations that are all other living things. And that's like on a plaque. With a 26, you notice a couple of symbols at the very bottom that would have been missed. I'll send you those symbols in side chat.
Heard. I don't
And
share them with Xenos at all.
the other thing you notice by the statue, so as you're investigating everything, you come across, it's like an ash. It looks like it was something. It almost has a faint humanoid silhouette on the ground, and you catch a glint of something, and you scatter the ash a little bit, and you pick up a ring. Just looks like a regular ring, but it has a red, deep red stone at its center. And on the inside of it, there's other symbols that I will send you.
I will not announce the ring, but if anyone sees me pick it up, I'm not necessarily trying to hide it. I'll kind of look it over, and then without putting it on or touching it, because I'm not a chaotic
So
character.
make sure you identify that before you put it on.
Yeah, I'm just gonna shirt pocket, keep it safe. Letty would have just fucking. Oh, it really brings out my fucking eyes.
Look at this fierce.
Fucking head explodes.
Oh, an unguarded chest in the middle of the room. Of course we're going to check for traps and to cautiously go to it. Open.
Taking too long. I ain't got that many years left. Let's go.
Yeah, with your and then looking over, I mean, you get a sense of the ancient of this area, like just that this is a very old area. And as an investigation check, you don't get too much else. If you wanted to try to understand anything else, it would be different checks.
Oh, we're good.
The 21. And you're looking for
Any sources of origin? Anything that might speak of any locations? Anything that might,
so you look back over because you had seen this and you guys have investigated this one time, just very poorly initially, but you remember where the plaque was. The 21 does give you those symbols that are at the base, so I'll send it to you too.
Okay.
But just looking at them, both of you, just so you know, as you look at these symbols, they don't really, like, they're not anything you've ever seen before, but they seem peculiar to you because not that they're overly hidden, but they were made very small and easy to miss. They're like obscured, but they're there. Almost like you need to know to look for them in that particular instance, but you happen upon them because you were investigating. The 21 doesn't give you too much else. The 19s, it's just your old statue. It's very well made. It's almost made. You can deduce with the 19, so everybody that had above a 19, you got this too. This was magically made. Like it was made not by mortal hands, but by some magic. The type of magic, you're not going to be able to tell.
It's probably Heather who put this together.
No, she's not magical.
And the 11 doesn't get you now. The 11 is just like, yeah,
I'm
big,
over there.
scary
Tink, tink,
statue.
tink. Tink, tink,
Yeah,
tink.
you're like,
Tink,
hollow,
tink, tink.
anywhere. Other checks, I mean, this is a site. I think you guys got most of the information though. I feel as though I've read some of this stuff off to you already. So
Looking at it, can I try to like? Because I thought it was Orcus at first, but now knowing that Orcus might not be real, like really real, I look and I think Kebris. Does it do anything? Like, does it make more sense? You know what I'm trying to say? Like, is the false illusion of Orcus dispelled by looking?
Orcus is Tenebris.
But-
Tenebris is his divine name.
Like,
They are one and the same.
Liam says they don't know
But
of an Orcus. Like, an Orcus could have been a falsified name.
remember, things are changing and history is being rewritten. Trust in yourself.
Can I see he's thinking really hard and with sleight of hand some psychic damage to him?
yeah.
Sweet.
Blood curse of the eyeless.
Like I said, sleight of hand. Your nose starts bleeding and you get a headache. I'm not gonna hurt you.
I can do it as a reaction. Just happens.
I'm not gonna do it.
I was about to be like, well, roll.
Does it do anything or no?
You just trying to.
Because I didn't understand. I guess if that's what they're saying, it's like it's just Liam not knowing anything of Orcus would feel like someone was gonna know a lot about demons and their like. Because what we know is time is being erased or history is being erased, not changed necessarily. It's just being completely taken out. So if he doesn't think that there was ever an Orcus, but like other people are thinking that there is an Orcus, does that mean? And he said it wasn't written, but told to him could change how things were because our writings are changing. I guess if there's nothing that comes from it, then
Yeah, I mean, if you have a recollection, somewhat, of the name Orcus, and then that was reinforced when you talked to
Hero, Kyra.
Cairo.
Guess I'm just thinking.
You were in the bathroom, but I think we're all collectively deciding that Liam's probably not on the up and up.
No, he's on the up and up, but of course he has his own agendas.
Ah, man, I don't
And
know.
we're
Trust
working
that
for the
fucking
guy.
And he's the one who sent us here.
I feel like we're
He's the one that's
shortcut.
paying us.
I don't think
Why
why
you don't
would
mean
you
shit if you're dead?
why would you shortcut the people who you're trying to like that's where he lives.
I guess I was standing alone on this. I don't trust Liam.
I feel like I mean your homeland's being destroyed. Shortcut the people trying to save the homeland.
You saw something on his shoulder.
I don't know what you're talking about. I didn't tell nobody about that. That's just me.
Alright, well, Claiborne came into the room and was like, I don't trust that fucking guy. That was my opening line. So now that seed is planted in there. I don't trust him.
Coming from the source, that seed does not take root.
Alright, he stabs you in the
Mr.
back.
Investigator.
He stabs you in the back.
All
He
right,
doesn't look like the type that would use a knife.
so you guys finish up your
Spells.
investigations. Anything else you want to do? You guys are gonna have some stuff I'll send to you for the symbols, or at least what they look like. You really, they're not gonna. At the moment,
I'll know exactly
you
what they
will-
are too.
As soon as you see them, you'll be like, I know
Yep.
what that is.
Burger King.
Yeah, that sounds tight right now.
Golden archers.
Sounds so good.
So where do you want to go from here?
To the boat.
To the boat.
Unless you want. I think it's ready to go.
Yeah, I think we're ready to sail.
We can go to the boat.
And we only left a
Yeah.
day of food for that guy.
No, he's.
I've been
Tick
taking a
Tick's
while.
been.
Oh, okay, good.
Tick Tick's been
You know?
treating him, being his counselor. still keeping him in prison,
Grants.
so sort of like that weird, you know,
Grants.
oh, I want to help you, get back in your room.
Seer.
You know, type deal.
Arrivederci.
So that's been ongoing. So Hans talks to Tick Tick, or well, telepathically. But
But really, I
yeah,
want
I
to
mean,
hear
you
the
guys
music
know
there.
that the ship is ready to go. It's been ready for 2 days. It's stocked thanks to Tick Tick's merciless whipping of the crew to do everything at a faster pace than thought possible.
Yeah, let me know how much all that set me back to.
Yeah,
So,
I'll put a value to it. That way, it's. So you guys can head to the ship.
one last thing, I just want to double check the surrounding area because if anything else is tied into the statue and just anything, because if that's just by itself or any other
So
part of
if
the
anything's, like,
structures
connected to
or
the- so you know how I'll just say your passive is gonna get this. You remember where the tower was
Right.
in relation?
Yeah.
And there was like ruined structures off the side. So once that illusion of the tower was gone, which you were on the tower, I think it's.
I was on the ship.
Oh, on the ship. So who jumped on the actual tower? Someone was on the tower.
Yeah.
So I mean, that felt like a tower. You were on a tower, and then whenever this magic was dispelled or whatever, it became a statue. You can put together that it was a tower, and then it magically became the statue. But there's nothing like no other structures. The rest of the ruins are the ruins. The tower was probably the thing that wasn't really part of the ruins. So aside from picking up that there's, maybe about 8 or so scholars around, and they're taking rubbings, they're collecting samples of the rock and stuff, and they're just
Ask them if they've seen anything that matches the history of the tower, or just because I take it the ruins are newer than the tower, and
the ruins look newer than the statue looks incredibly
Right.
old.
Okay.
You approach one of them, a gentleman who's in the scholar robes from the Grand Library, and he's like, we're really having a hard time connecting these buildings to the statue. This is something that, from our using some identification techniques, it's old, probably a couple of 100 years. Whereas the statue, we can't even. Nothing works when we try
the
to.
statue may be from the time when that being actually lived on this rock.
It could be. It very well could be.
So
But we're finding interesting.
There's-
Whatever this was, it looked like it was a place of worship.
just give him a very quick synopsis of the name Tenebris and him being here and being killed here.
You start giving all this information, he's feverishly writing it
Yeah.
down because he doesn't. None of the names that you say, except Orcus, because they've been briefed
Right.
on it. But the new information you just give him, he writes it all down. He's like, "This is fascinating." And where'd you say you got the source from this?
Oh, you'd have to talk to the goat.
Goat. He just right. He doesn't want to talk to the goat. He just looks at him like, and he writes it all down. Yeah, and that's it. They're. You get the consensus that they're thinking this is like a place of worship, and they were worshiping something. They're correlating that it must have been Orcus, but that's just because that's the name they've been given.
No, we tell them real name.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he did. He wrote it all down. So that's going to end up being in their report.
So the more
For
information they
whoever-
have or whatever they're going to
Yeah.
search for, the better. Yeah. Okay. Boat time.
Boat.
I'm on a boat and
All
You have
right.
your 200 gold for passage, or remember that was the deal.
Good song.
Actually, the deal was that you would give him passage and he would put you in contact with.
The deal's changed.
Just saying what the deal was. I believe he's going to get you in contact with the
The order, which you and I have never ever talked
Yeah.
about.
No, that's why it was
And-
Tab.
yeah, it was your order, but also that they would be able to get him with the guy, the council. That's
The
in
leadership.
Brawl. The leadership of Brawl.
I said I would get you in touch with somebody who could get you in touch
Correct.
with leadership.
Yes, that was the
Important
sequence.
distinction there.
Yes,
The middleman's middleman.
the middleman's middleman.
Yes.
So you guys are making your way now to Kalanam. Again, so you're taking a long route. This is taking up most of your day doing all this, the traveling. But it's pleasant for you to get closure on seeing the impact you've had on this location as everything
The crater.
as everything's, it's becoming more like a planet, more like your home. That's to you, it feels more like your home. And when you get to Kalanam, that is also. No, you're going to Kalanam. That's where the ship is at.
Oh, that's it. That's
Yeah.
it, that's it.
So you see that construction has been ongoing here. The walls are being worked on. There's scaffolding and everyone's working. There's actually a little memorial that's been erected. So there's a lot of like sketches of people and there's flowers and stuff because a lot of people died
Right.
that day. And there's a little memorial from
More
there.
people should listen when they call town meetings.
And then you don't get you're not gonna see Henrik unless you seek him out because he is doing something else. The same with Wolf. You do catch the female. What's her name?
Ash's
Ivy. Yeah, Ivy is. She doesn't speak. You just happen to see her, and she's working with a bunch of other Prime. You two, with your passive, are gonna notice there's a lot more Prime now. Like a lot.
They woke him up.
There's a
They
lot.
unbottled the primes.
Yeah, there's
Send some to my barracks, man.
there's a lot of Prime there, and
I
they're
know.
Empty
you
barracks.
get the sense if with your passive just overhearing Ivy that it's almost like she's catching them up, briefing them, and some of them, like, you pick up some conversations. So our planet's gone. Like, that's how long they've been out of the loop. So you see varying degrees of emotion on these Prime, but then you see other Prime that are already, like, taking the role of guards or militant force within the city. Not in a bad way that you can pick up. The citizens are still, they're
It's
working
understandable what they've gone through.
Yeah.
They're gonna be on guard. Yeah.
So you make your way. So there's a lot of construction going on, especially in this part of the town. You get to the docks. Your ship is there. Your light crew is there. You can take off. It's ready to go. When you go, there's one of the workers is like, he walks right up to you as the person that has, he's like, doesn't talk. He's used to now thinking in his head when he's around you, and he's like, we got everything loaded up like you wanted, all organized. Everything's down in the bottom hold, just like you said. We did not talk to Hans. He looks a little rough. Just saying, maybe let him out. I think if we took out the ropes from his area, just because he looked a little funny, you know what I mean?
Good looking.
But we're ready to go.
Yeah.
Give the word. We'll start
Alright.
lashing, and
I'll give them about how many workers.
you have about. There's gonna be 6 people that are crew, and that's all. They're just maintaining the things so you can maneuver, and that's what they'll be able to do. Essentially.
And I'll give the foreman and his workers too an extra gold for, thanks for all your hard work. It's much appreciated.
You've been interesting to work for. No lunch breaks.
We
But,
have illegal in most states.
Not in Tennessee.
Not in Tennessee. But yeah, if you're gonna unless there's anything else you want to do, the ship will start taking off, with your destination being
The rock.
Rock and Brawl.
Welcome
Alright.
to the rock.
And that's where you will be heading.
Outro music.
As you pull away and you look back, you see the impact you've had on this planet. You see a lot more green. You see a giant Takaya, a tree of life, you could say. And as you pull away, you see the roots sticking out into the astral sea and almost like pulling, like rocks are coming in. And you guys see them moving at varying speeds, and you see them like mushing in where you think it would impact hard. It like hits, and you see like a tendril of the tree like wrap around, grab, and like solidify it into. This will, if this continues, become like an oval shaped type planet.
Nice. Planetoid.
And you pull away into the astral sea on your way to
What's
the
up
rock
for
and roll.
the non-movable?
New
And as you get further away, the speed goes warp speed.
Man, I want to kill something.
Yeah. I'm itching.
You will get your chance soon enough the way we
Yeah, right. Every time we go out.